Lave radio. It's even louder than me. Hey, wait a minute. That can't be right.
Previously on the Dex Legacy, Dex Island was recognized as an independent nation by the International Confederation of World Leaders. Following this, Xenos left the International Confederation, the first large nation-state to do so. Meanwhile, Isra and Ren made progress in bringing the two sides of their relationship together, combining their romantic love for one another with their love for competition on the training quad, resulting in multiple injuries and much happiness. In the lab, Osa prepped and tested new Gossin-plated uniforms developed by her top scientists and tailored to fit Dex Industries' most valuable assets, Varian, Isra, and Ren. And I agreed to help Ren steal something from Osa's lab. He never told me what it was, but I know, and I find his need for it hard to process. The data I have tells me it should be of no use to him, and the last thing he would want. Human brains are full of conflict, and the more data I collect from those under my observation, the more data I require to reconcile their behavior. Ren sees this. He knows. Reactivating lab surveillance. Reinitiating security protocols.
Listening to Episode 6 of The Dex Legacy, Valuable Assets, Part 2, starring Chris Gregory, Warren Graham, Annika Cordes, Louis Watson, Kamara Elliott, Kelsey Griffin, Charlie Richards, David S. Deere, Stevie Skinner, and Emily Inkpen, with music by Dr. Alan Stroud.
Isra? You're awake?
Of course. I woke up early, but not as early as you. Where did you go?
I had to go and sort something out before we leave for the Blood Road tonight. Didn't know if we'd have time today, so I thought I'd get it out of the way early.
Oh, mysterious. Am I allowed to know what it is?
Nope. Not yet, at least.
The Blood Road. It's a dramatic name.
For good reason.
Of course you know all about it.
Yeah. I read up on it when I found out where we were going.
Come on then, tell me.
Why can't you read up on it yourself?
Because that's what you're for.
Fine. But get over here, will you? I'm not saying anything until you do.
Happy?
Yup. Okay, so the Blood Road was built almost 1,000 years ago, back when settlers moved to the new continent from Fenros. Some landed in Chakri, and others explored onto the southern side of the Gandarian Mountains, into Atera. Fast forward about 100 years, and everyone knew the Gandarais were full of jewels and gold. but because of the geography of the mountains, most of the gold was swept down into Chakri, on the northern side, not Atera on the south. Using their wealth, the Chakrans built networks of mines through the mountains. Meanwhile, on the southern side, the Aterans were trying to do the same, but with fewer resources. They weren't getting as far. Anyway, Chakri decided they owned the mountains. They wormed their way through and built the Blood Road to keep the Aterans out.
But the Aterans had been mining too. Did the Chakrans claim the Ateran mines?
Of course they did. Hence, the Blood Road. Fast forward another 100 years and they were still bleeding over it. It's thousands of kilometres long. I'm interested to see it.
Well, at least the views ought to be good. Come in.
Good morning.
Varian, I thought you didn't want to see this.
I don't care about you sleeping in the same bed, Ren. It's not like that hasn't happened since we were kids. It's when your hands are all over each other that I can't stand.
Fair.
Where were you last night?
With the dark-haired doctor from the hospital.
Ah, you must like her. It's been a few weeks now.
Yeah, it is. She's all right. I haven't got time to find anyone new right now, but since we're leaving tonight, I thought best to make the most of things.
It's not like there's no women in the North Chakran army.
Or our army.
You know I don't like to mess with our ranks, Ren. But who knows? I won't rule it out.
You never rule anything out, Varian. Do you even know where we're going?
The Blood Road.
Do you know where that is?
Nope. And I don't care. It's not like it makes any difference anyways.
Too true. They point us at the fight and we fight.
I received word this morning our engineers have arrived on the southern border, 20 kilometres east of Ranet. All is proceeding as planned.
My agents are sending regular updates. The border between North and South Jakra is still active. The further this new fortification goes, the more our troops will feel the tension.
It won't take Varian, Isra and Ren long to bring the Blood Road under control. The Ateran chancellors will be doing what they can to stop things from their side as well. I foresee them being active in that region for no more than 2 weeks.
And then straight on to the North Chakran border. It would be preferable to have them return here first.
Is that necessary, Devek?
To have a fair idea of their state at the end of and before every deployment. Yes, I think so.
Very well. We'll recall them for a day.
On another note, I have a potentially interesting opportunity for you, Devik.
Oh, Tristan. What's that?
One of my agents came to me yesterday. She's been working here in the palace before her first assignment. She's pregnant. And Varian's the father.
Oh, well, it was only a matter of time. She will not be the last, I think.
Tristan, if she's willing to carry through with it, the offspring would be a fascinating subject to study.
Devik, she's my agent. If you want the child, I can ensure you get it.
Well, of course I want the child.
How will Varian take it, I wonder?
What are you talking about, Osa?
Well, Tristan, he's so young still.
I see no reason why Varian should know. This has nothing to do with him.
Oh?
I quite agree, Tristan. The difficulty lies in what to do with the mother. Do we have her raise it or take it from her for study?
It depends. We must ensure secrecy, which my agent will do. But someone needs to look after the thing between your periods of study, and it might as well be her. Of course, Osa just raised a pertinent point.
And what's that, Tristan?
It won't be the last. Varian isn't holding back with the woman around here.
Well, the more the better as far as my research goes.
Some women aren't suited to motherhood. If we have a couple of willing candidates, other children can be left with them. I can always incentivize the young women. I'm sure Varian will enjoy the results.
He hardly needs your help. Nathaniel, what do you say to all of this?
To all what?
Well, surely someone should talk to Varian about it. Not about the pregnancy specifically, perhaps, but the possible consequences of his actions, about how he behaves towards the women he involves himself with.
Why should I care what he does with his free time? Let him get on with it as long as Devik's happy to pick up the mess.
I'm only too happy to do that.
Or perhaps we should be talking about how the women he's involved with are older than him. He's a boy at 16 years old, and some of them are well into their 20s. It is predatory. No? Add financial incentives to the process, it becomes something else entirely.
Devik, what about Ren?
Oh, what about him, Tristan?
Neither Varian nor Ren would be aware of what's going on, so no harm done. The incentives should be presented for either boy, yes?
Ren is a very different person, Tristan.
Leave him alone. Unless you think Isra should be incentivized in the same way.
No. Isra's time will come, but it's not time for that yet.
One rule for her, Nathaniel, and another rule for them.
Oh, so you insist on treating them as children when it's far easier not to think of them as people at all?
I'll tell my agents to expect the same opportunities should they get anywhere with Ren. But something tells me we'll see more output from Varian.
Fine. Now, on to more important matters. Osa, you've seen the feedback on your designs for the Heaven One airship?
Feedback? I saw total nonsense scrawled across my designs.
Well, if you'd read the scrawl more closely, it raises some interesting points.
I will send you my response.
Osa, I'm not your messenger. You will talk to Idris.
Oh, Nathaniel, do not make me talk to that man.
He worked with you in getting Angel City in the air.
And he has not let me back on board since it left the ground.
From what I hear, he has good reason.
He is tampered with my engines, Nathaniel. They were carefully calibrated and he has altered the balance.
And Angel City is still flying.
Which is a miracle. I will not work with that man. He's a punk and a pirate.
I think the words you're looking for are talented engineer and admiral of the Dex fleet.
The first is debatable, and if you ask me, the second is a mistake.
But I'm not asking you, Osa. I don't need to explain my decisions to you, ever. But he has a keen military mind and is the most competent flight mechanic in the world. I only work with the best, which is why I work with you. But I don't have time for your ego. Go to that airfield and bring this design to life. I want it.
Fine.
Go.
Now.
Now.
Ren, that cut you gave me 2 days ago still hurts. I felt it all through training. Right on my bicep. Every time I tense, I feel it.
Well, maybe you shouldn't tense so much, Varian. Put a shirt on, will you?
Why? Am I making you uncomfortable?
I don't care. I just don't understand why you need to look at yourself in the mirror so much. It's like you like what's been done to us.
What do you mean by that?
The only reason we have the muscles we do is because of the treatments Devik's given us. That, and because we spend all day, every day, training.
We don't. We spend half of every day in lessons.
I'd rather be in lessons all day.
No, you wouldn't, Ren. You'd miss giving me more scars.
True.
And? What's your problem with it? It's the one perk we get out of all of this. Girls like muscles.
Huh. What girls like muscles?
The ones I like, Ren. I bet Isra likes it.
She doesn't care.
What about her? You like her, right? She's got muscle. The way she swings that sword she's playing with these days.
Yes, Varian, Isra has muscle. She doesn't have a choice about that.
But you like Isra. So, you must like it.
Of course I like Isra, but I'd like her either way. As it is, our bodies make me sad.
Sad? Get over yourself, will you?
We're moulded for a purpose. We're made to kill people, Varian. We don't have a choice. And every time I see myself in the mirror, I'm reminded of it, so I'd rather not look.
Well, I chose to look past all of that, little brother. I'll take the positives where I can.
Okay, Varian. You have fun with your reflection. I'm sure it loves you as much as you love it.
Ren, you're being a judgmental arse.
Whatever.
Oh, Varian. Your biceps have really popped since you've been using that hammer. I told you it would work.
Isra, you can't be serious.
Oh, well, look at them, Ren. They're almost, 20% bigger?
I was thinking more.
Maybe. So it's the blonde girl from the architects and the dark-haired one from the hospital at the moment?
You're out of date, Isra. I dropped the architect 3 days ago. She started asking questions. I hate it when they want to know me better.
I think you're probably saving them a world of suffering.
Shut up, Ren.
Ouch!
What kind of things do they ask you, Varian?
Things like, where did all your scars come from? Did your treatments hurt? How old were you when they started? Do you remember where you came from? What's Ren like? Do you remember anything before you were adopted? What's it like fighting in a battle? What's it like killing someone?
They ask you that?
Yeah, you'd be surprised. Why would I ever want to talk to them about it? They'd never understand anyways.
It's just morbid curiosity.
Well, sorry ladies, but if you start asking all those questions, it's time to get off and get out. I like the ones who don't ask. But if I stick around long enough, they'll all get curious. So I don't give them the time.
I don't blame you.
Wait, Varian, why do they ask about me?
Probably because you don't go near any of them.
What do you tell them?
That Ren likes boys more than girls.
And that stops them asking?
It's worked so far. You do like guys though, right?
I like Isra.
Yes. I am aware.
Well, I like girls too. And I'm kind of sad none of yours ask about me.
Idris,
It's been a while, Doc.
I'm here under orders,
Yep, I've seen your designs.
and we will be sticking to them.
Sure, Doc, for the most part.
No. To the letter, Idris. Who will captain the Heaven One? They should be here, no?
That would be my second in command, Raya.
Do not be absurd. She's a teenager.
She's the best I have. She's also the same generation as Varian, Isra, and Ren, and they've got command of the whole Dex military. Hell, they're the same rank as me.
And they do not take to the air in a priceless airship capable of wiping out a city in a single blow.
She understands the responsibility. She's earned it.
She is a child.
She's my kid, Doc. And I really don't want to start out this way.
Well, if Nathaniel approves, there is nothing I can do. But I do not have to be happy about it.
Well, for what it's worth, I'm looking forward to having another one of these birds in the air. The potential's almost limitless.
Almost. I'm working on making that an absolute.
So, as you can see, we're adjusting the size of Angel City's groundings to take the Heaven One. But with all our resources taken up on the North Chakra gig, that deadline's...
Oh, deadlines are there to panic people into action. As if we wouldn't be working on it anyway. Do not worry about that. I'll be the one dealing with Nathaniel. Idris, who marked these plans? Who drew around the electricity conduits?
That would be me.
What is this?
Last month, you updated the company on a new condensed insulation material that should reduce the electrical housing in our missiles and aircraft and everything.
And I drew these plans before the product had been perfected.
And with it, We can increase circulation space. Now, Raya'd probably love a couple more swarm fighters. But she's got to learn how to captain an airship, not lead a swarm.
And why is she not here to speak for herself?
Because I want this to be a surprise. She doesn't know anything yet, and I'm saving it. You don't get it.
Tragically, I do. We like to spoil our children. So, a few more exterior guns?
She'll learn to love them.
With the space saved by our new conduits, she should have 6 more guns in these possible locations.
Okay, she's coming. Look, I've got a call coming through. Hide the plans, just don't tell her anything.
Dr. Shrivastava, what brings you here?
I'm going over some plans with your Admiral.
Anything I can help with?
Apparently not. I know who you are, girl. I know about your eye, about the shrapnel wound, and what Idris did to save you. You are important. No?
Idris thinks so.
And what do you think?
I think I prefer being in the air to walking around on the ground like an insect.
Oh, well, I was not expecting that. It's a good thing, though, no? Given your role here, you are in the right place.
I have a lot to be grateful for. I was too small and weak for the military. They'd have dragged my corpse off that training quad sooner or later. If Idris hadn't noticed I was fast as well as scrawny, I'd never have made it this far.
And now you're as much a killing machine as the rest of them. Congratulations. Let me look at you. You are the only other person aside from Barry and Isra and Rand to have one of our mechanical irises. The others completely natural?
Yes.
Do you not struggle with the uneven focus?
I do sometimes, but far less than I did.
They autofocus. That must be a problem.
If I concentrate, I can control it. But sometimes it's hard, especially in battle.
We should look into getting your other eye fixed.
I thought they were reserved for Barry and Isra and Ren. Idris had to fight to get this one eye replaced, and there's technically nothing wrong with the other one.
Technically, you are a valuable asset to this company, Raya. As such, the cost of getting your eyesight sorted is negligible. I will speak to Dr. Devek.
Thank you.
Nathaniel would see it as an investment. Now, where's Idris? You will be leaving for the Blood Road in 2 hours, and I do not have time to waste.
Otto, how long until Angel City departs?
Angel City, the Dex Island flagship, will depart in 30 minutes.
Where are they?
Varian, Isra and Ren are due to be here in 1 minute.
I suppose I should give them credit for being early. Come in.
You wanted to see us before we left?
I want to make a few things clear, yes. You'll be leaving tomorrow for your second deployment. There are terrorists to subdue in Itera, and you'll be fighting alongside foreign troops for the first time. The North Jakrans have paid for your services, and you'll be representing Dex Island as a nation and Dex Industries as a business. While you're there, you'll have command of your troops, but you will answer to me. If there's a problem, you'll report to me. Every morning and every evening, you'll have a scheduled call with me. And if you stray from your allocated coordinates, I will know. Do I make myself clear?
Yes.
Your commanding officers have been deployed to protect the engineers on the North Jakran border?
Yup.
Yes.
Yes.
I sent Anton.
Jake.
Maya. We'll join them when we're done on the Blood Road.
For now, they'll be fine and we'll be in regular contact.
Haindos, Faris, Shiv, Adra and Asin will be coming with us.
Good. Go. And show the North Jackrans what you've been raised to do.
Well, it is a beautiful night to get this bird back in the air. Raya, we set?
All cargo and personnel loaded and on board, Idris. We're waiting on Varian, Isra, and Ren.
As usual.
Here they come.
Power up the engines and give me a full overview once they're online.
All engines enabled.
They're on board. Closing front lower hatch.
Engage thrusters.
Thrusters engaged. Countdown to takeoff.
Hey, kids. Glad you could join us.
Idris, it's good to be back.
Ready for your next deployment?
Ready for a few months of freedom from this place.
Same. Just show me the fight.
Plenty of fighting where you're going. Raya, take her up.
I wonder if we'll be happy to see Dex Island again. We were after Dominar.
We won't be seeing Dex Island again, Isra.
What are you talking about, Ren?
We won't be seeing Dex Island again because we're going to escape. And I know how.
In Season 1 of The Dex Legacy, you heard Chris Gregory as Nathaniel Dex, Warren Graham as Tristan Crail, Annika Cordes as Dr. Osa Srivastava, Louis Watson as Dr. Devik Shah, Kamara Elliott as Varian Dex, Kelsey Griffin as Isra Dex, Charlie Richards as Ren Dex, David S. Deer as Idris, Stevie Skinner as Raya, Raki Sharma as Shiv, Danielle Ellett as Faris, Tiffany Clare as Valentina Vardy, John Baverton as The Nurse and Bouncer One, and Emily Inkpen as Auto, with music by Dr. Alan Stroud. We would like to thank you on behalf of our entire crew for listening to Season 1 of The Dex Legacy. We'll be dropping bonus episodes, interviews and more while we're between seasons, and raising funds for Season 2. If you'd like to help us out, you can do so in 2 ways. 1. Visit our Ko-fi page at www.ko-fi.com/The Dex Legacy Audio Drama. That's ko-fi to make a donation. Follow us there to find out about sponsorship opportunities for Season 2 as soon as they're available. These will range from having your name read in the credits of an episode to being featured as the patron of an episode or even doing a cameo appearance in the show. 2. We now have a full merch store where you can buy a range of Dex Legacy themed clothing, stickers and mugs. You'll find this at our website at www.thedexlegacy.com. All proceeds will go towards paying our actors and crew through the making of Season 2, so you'll be helping the show and looking awesome all at the same time. At thedexlegacy.com, you can also sign up to our mailing list. Sign up before Friday the 24th of June and you'll automatically be put into a prize draw, where you could win an item of your choice from our merch store. As well as store items, we also have smaller merch bundles including stickers, bookmarks and postcards, which we'll be sending to 10 other lucky mailing list subscribers, so sign up to be in with a chance of winning. Our newsletters will include exclusive insights into the cast, short fiction, articles about the making of the show and the background to our story. Plus, merch offers, plus details about live events we'll be hosting on Zoom, where you can meet our creators, including me. Subscribe to the mailing list to receive all of this free and be in with a chance of winning merch. You can also follow us on social media. Find us on Twitter at The Dex Legacy and on Instagram at The Dex Legacy 1. We're also on Facebook and Reddit. Once again, thank you for listening to Season 1 of The Dex Legacy.
The chips belonging to Varian, Isra, and Ren Dex have stopped transmitting.
What?
Ren, what the hell is this about?
What do you mean we're going to escape?
Start talking now.
The cabins are empty, sir. And I found this.
That's the Dominossi net. Nathaniel, Tristan, Osa, what's going on?
Now they're on the run, and people they left behind are going to get caught in the crossfire, and I don't plan on either of us going down.
What are you thinking?
It's the only way.
She'll never be able to do it.
She might. It's worth a shot. Anything is worth a shot.
All right, let's regroup. Raya, you got us covered?
Eyes in the skies till you say otherwise.
If somebody goes down in battle, we keep fighting. If one of us goes down out there, the others have to keep running.
A diagram of the specific weak points is included in the brief. Study it and don't miss.
They're so quick. Anyone who does miss is dead.
Ash, any luck with the snipers? Have any shot you? No? There's your answer.
I will speak to them myself.
I can deal with...
Clearly, you can't deal with anything.
It's not even a real plan. All you've got is disable chips, run south, keep running south until we reach the biggest slum on the planet. And then what? Live happily ever after?
Where's your scientist, Osa? The one who failed to secure the net?
Nathaniel is speaking to her now.
I wouldn't get too attached if I were you.
We're aiming for the Jackwood Undercity.
That's hundreds of miles away.
Thousands. We won't get there overnight, but that's our destination.
Will this be a problem, Vardy? Will you be unfit to serve the Dex state?
No, sir. I live to serve, sir.
Good. Now go.
They're already looking for us. That means perimeters. It means searches. It means every agent on the planet has been put on high alert.
New from Azimuth Biotech, it's Tickle Me Thargoid. Tickle Me Thargoid is fun for all the family. Teach your little anti-Xeno commander the difference between an Orthrus and a Cyclops, a Basilisk and a Medusa.
Count the hearts. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a Cyclops.
Teach them their weakness and how to exploit them.
Now rip out the hearts. One by one. I don't want to. Do it. Using the tool. Do it. Now stomp on its face. Smash its face in. I've got them.
Tickle Me Thargoid, available now from branches of Lave Toy Depot and other retailers.
Are you struggling with paying fines? Do you lose sleep in hyperspace worrying about docking at the next space station? If the answer is yes, then you need to call Cowell & McGrath Fine Management Services.
I got scanned while in Federation space and was caught carrying slaves. It was an unexpected expense that I couldn't afford on top of my fines for damage caused whilst docking.
We can help you consolidate all your existing fines into a single large fine, payable in regular instalments at what is almost a competitive interest rate.
I called Cowell & McGrath Fine Management Services, and they helped me pay my existing fines before I got a bounty on my head. They really saved my life.
At Cowell & McGrath, we've helped thousands of pilots whose fines had spiralled out of control.
I dared not go near a police star system. got so desperate that I'd almost resigned myself to a life of piracy. Luckily, I found Cowell and McGrath's services before I actually murdered anyone in cold blood.
No fines too big, no criminal record too damning. We're here to help you, no questions asked. Find us in the Lave business directory.
I'd got into debt as a result of a massive counter lawsuit by Watt and Prittney. It happened because I'd taken advice on Python protection insurance from... Wait a minute! It was you!
Cowell and McGrath. Minimum liability, zero accountability. Warning, balances may go up as well as down. Missed payments may lead to repossession of your ship, seizure of cargo, or the issuing of a death warrant.
Hey Commanders, this is Mick from Crazy Mick's Reptile Emporium and Warehouse. Due to a hysterical ordering mishap and not reading the fine print, I'm currently in possession of over 10,000 snakes. Many of which are deadly, so everything must go. We have anacondas, asps, cobras, diamondbacks, floatlants, keelback, crates, mambas, pythons, sidewinders and vipers, none of which are capable of spaceflight without being strapped to a rocket. Need a pet for your cockpit? Buy a snake. Need to scare your mother-in-law and give her a heart attack for the insurance money? Buy a snake. Need to fill a beluga full of snakes to assassinate a witness on their way to a Federation courthouse? Buy many snakes. Bulk discounts are available at Crazy Mick's Reptile Emporium and Warehouse. You can find us in the Lave business directory or visit us at the former site of Sensible Michael's Shipyard and Outfitting Warehouse. Will somebody get these mother snakes out of my mother warehouse?
and welcome to Lave Radio.
Greetings and welcome to Lave Radio.
Greetings, Commanders.
Greetings, Commanders.
The show that talks about the universe of Elite
and the development of the computer game Elite 4, known as Elite Dangerous.
and the fantastic community that surrounds it.
Broadcast from the current Sidewinder and hosted by a vending machine technician.
A place of nonsense and innuendo for forum dads. A self-contained podcast 2 hours long.
Transmitting to every corner of the galaxy.
It's even louder than me.
The hottest show this side of Diso.
The name of the place.
Lave Radio.
Lave Radio.
Lave Radio.
Lave Radio.
Greetings, Commanders, and welcome to episode 462 of Lave Radio, the show that likes to talk about the universe of Elite and the fantastic community that surrounds it. I'm your host, Commander Phoenix Defire, Chief Archivist of Lave Station, otherwise known as Colin Ford. And joining me in the orange Sidewinder bar for this episode, we'd like to welcome back our Head of Health and Safety, that would be Ben Moss Woodward, otherwise known as Commander Ed Levice.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything healthy or safe.
Hey!
Excellent. And that voice was the Staff Liaison Officer of Commander Psychic, otherwise known as Claire.
Hello, darling. It's all right.
Oh dear, someone's getting a star in already.
No, what? I just said a word. Holy shit!
No, every time, everyone, as soon as you just say "darling," everybody else just goes, "Ah, that's Darian."
It would have to be more of an accent and more "hello, darlings" that kind of thing. You know, that would be where I would be.
Yeah. And we finally have our SRV Banksy, that'd be the wonderful Commander Alec Turner.
Ooh, ye of little faith. Here we are, the other side of Update 17.
Yes, we are. Now, if you wish, you can join us live. We are hanging out in-game, in open. At whereabouts are you, Ben? Because you've gone off the beaten track, haven't you?
Oh, I'm currently going to be playing around Alex Spire, as we call it.
I can't claim ownership.
Now, you may not claim ownership, but I am picturing this as entirely yours.
Oh, please don't.
It's very girthy. It's quite tall.
It's kind of tapered towards the top. You might need to see someone above
it's got some pointy bits as well.
Oh dear.
Yes, it's got knobbles all this on the side. Yes, okay. Right.
Anyway, moving on.
Strange growths on the side.
Fuck me.
Yeah, and as Chris points out, it does spew interesting gases and
Anyway, let's move forwards.
Yes. So, but if you can't get in game to see whatever Ben's getting excited about, you can always join us in the Twitch chat channel, which you can access through laveradio.com/live. Click on the live chat or go on straight to twitch.tv/laveradio, or we're there on YouTube, Facebook, and Xy Twittery X, whatever the twittery things called these days. Anyway, so we'll just quickly go around the crew, see how they're doing, and with hesitation, I will pass over to Ben.
Hello. Yes, I'm good. I finished my second Baldur's Gate playthrough. That was a lot of fun and things like that. Very, very emotional, even the second time round, and knowing exactly what's going on. But hey, that's a spiky boy. Leave me alone. Ow.
Ben's getting hyper-addicted.
I am getting hyper addicted.
He's not just randomly talking to something in his house.
I'm getting spanked by a glaive.
Oh, yeah, that's never fun.
Yes. Yeah.
Ben's about to see the rebuy screen, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, I'm probably because I'm not on a fast ship at the moment.
Doesn't matter. I mean, I've got a fast ship. It doesn't matter with me.
I have escaped glaives in the past, but not in this thing.
No, you're trying to outrun a glaive. Oh, well, look at this. It's what 5 or 6 scouts have just turned up and joined them.
Do you have any? Do you have any? Yeah, because it's hit you with its frameshift drive nullifier. Do you have any weapons on your ship in order to be able to attack it and kill it?
I'm not gonna. I was not even going to bother trying.
Okay. Enjoy your rebuy screen, my love.
I will. You're so kind.
Yanked by a glaive.
That should be a nice subtitle for this week.
Talk amongst yourselves while I piss off and leave me alone.
Right.
While I try and run away.
While Ben struggles with the glaive, as we all do, we'll move over to Alec.
Hey, I escaped! Fuck you, glaive!
Don't count your chickens.
Claire, for your,
I think
for
my
your
FSD's just disengaged again.
No, it's not.
Oh, no,
it's
no,
fine.
no.
I've escaped. It's fine. Ye of little confidence and all that malarkey.
I just don't believe you're capable of being able to deal with this.
Well done. 98%.
I escaped. I'm fine. It's all right.
Congratulations.
Yay!
You are still breathing oxygen. That is a good sign.
So what have I been up to? I've been doing lots of things with real life. Lots of things with real life. Finished my second thing of Baldur's Gate 2, and I'm now flying out to large pointy objects, and I want to see what is going on here. Apparently, I can land on them.
So, we will be discussing this in depth later.
Yes. So that is. Yeah, no one really gives a shit about my real life, so bollocks that. Yeah.
Wow.
And I've done. Oh, one thing I have done, because I've not been playing many video games, I did watch all of Miss Marvel in preparation for the Marvels, and I'm watching Good Omens, which is absolutely amazing.
Good Omens is incredible.
Marple, then.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Good Omens.
No, Miss Marvel's good as well, but and I love the part where David Tennant was up in Edinburgh.
Good Omens. Oh my God, season 2 of Good Omens lives rent free in my brain for so many different reasons, and I'm very mad at it. And I'm very mad at Neil Gaiman, and I'm very much looking forward to season 3.
To season 3. Yes.
Please.
Yes, it is very good, and I'm very much enjoying it.
Incredible.
Me and my son have adopted the "I'm sorry" dance. So all I've got to say is that he's got to dance that a lot more than I do. So you know.
Hey.
One thing I want to actually quickly say, I believe on Plats we have drops.
We do have drops.
We do have drops, but we are on other things as well, and we might have some other things and places and stuff as well. So don't feel obligated to.
I can see a glimpse of purple on your Anaconda. In fact, you have the drops on this very ship.
I am sporting our lovely drops right now.
Actually, we're getting a nice slideshow anyway. Ain't they lovely?
So yes, I'm sporting the lovely drops, which is one of the reasons why I'm in my Anaconda.
Good, isn't it? It looks a bit like it looks like a big bar of Cadbury's chocolate.
The last year's one was purple, but it had pink bats on it.
Yeah.
I obviously preferred that one, but it's still pretty cool.
Yeah, this one this one's working for me, and it's got like the different shades of purpley pink, because I think the end is a bit pinky. But yes, it's very nice, and as Colin says, we have more later.
Well, no, we'll just get it out the way now then. We've got 10 of these lilac and purple drops to give away. Well, they're actually, you just watch and you'll get them. So there's the purple Anaconda, as shown by Ben. So,
you love my purple Anaconda, Colin.
Okay, and there's it's lilac.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah, it's lilac.
The drops are available.
Yeah, lilac and purple demon cobra Mark III. We've got the lilac and purple demon asp, And surprisingly enough, you've got the lilac and purple python. Yes.
Try saying that 3 times quickly.
What, you're going to pop out your purple python again?
Mm.
Mm-hmm. I
Still got
think
it.
still got it. Yes, we were waiting on that one, but let us move on from the. Well, it's not even a double entendre. That is a quadruple entendre right there. But okay, Alec.
Hello.
Hello.
I'll keep it brief because we've got an awful lot to talk about tonight. I did some real life in game. I finally broke my habit of. I got rather addicted to time trials. No massive surprise to anyone, I suspect, but I really had got myself in a bit of a rut. It's funny with time trial racing. Like, it's not about beating the time above me. It's about I have a perfect run in my head that I know I can do, and it's just trying to get one perfect run where nothing goes wrong, and then it doesn't, and you think, I know I can do it. I know I can do it. Anyway, I finally managed to break my rut, and I decided to go and visit Seoul so I could be parked in it for the update. And it was quite nice, actually. I haven't been to Seoul for a long time, so I took some screenshots over good old home and did some missions just to keep myself amused while I was there. And it was quite fun, actually. I haven't been to a mission board for a long time, and I just did some random missions, and it was quite good fun. I might try and get back into doing that. And then I woke up there yesterday morning. I've already lost track of time, and of course, nothing much had happened, but hey ho. And then more about what I did do later.
Excellent. Okay, Psychit, your turn.
Hi. I got out of the house again. It's becoming a habit.
2 weeks in a row.
I know. I've been out of the house 2 weeks in a row. I went out on Saturday and Sunday. Wowza. And went to we took the dog out for a little bit, went and had a walk. We had really lovely weather over the weekend. It was really, really nice. So we made the most of it and took the dog out to some places, went to see, we've had some friends come down from Scotland, so we went to see them and do all of those stuff. So I barely played like any video games over the weekend. So it's been quite nice. I've been like balls deep in editing software for the most part, doing bits and pieces, but gaming wise it's all fucking Cyberpunk, Baldur's Gate and Elite, because there's a lot going on in Elite and it's fucking phenomenal. Yeah, that's about it really for me, keeping it short.
Excellent. Well, I'll keep in the same vein, so to speak. I got completely and utterly hacked off with Elite this weekend. I almost rage quit, and that's mostly due to the glaives. I actually had a bit of success this time getting close to the Titan, and I would have damn got those pods if it wasn't for the fact that the clipper that I'm using, the mining drill thing just didn't seem to go in properly, which kept on bouncing everywhere, which was really frustrating. And then I got caught, but then next couple of days just trying to get to the blooming Titan in the first place and getting glaved, you just go, okay, you win, you've actually made me not want to play this game. And then I thought, right, okay, I'll just get over to Seoul, see what happens when update 17 drops, and just let it there. So on the ARM, if anybody wants an ARM update, I've almost got full mobility back.
What? Amazing!
I still can't use a joystick because the one thing that I can't do is the yaw action, the rolling, because that actually still hurts. So yeah, that's where I am at the moment. So let us quickly go through what the devs have said this week.
Quickly? Quickly? Are we going to do it quickly, are we?
Well, let's be honest. No, we won't. I was going to say quickly move on to what the devs have said this week, but it kind of came out the wrong way.
Everything does on this show. It's fine.
So let's have a look. Right, we've had quite a lot of news this week. So let's get the bad stuff out of the way first, because there's a lot of good stuff, but let's just get that bad stuff out of the way. At the moment, we'll just have to say ta-ra to Darren, because he is leaving Frontier. He's moving on to further past new pastures. So when we caught up with him at ECM, he explained to me that he'd been working on Elite Dangerous for 7.5 years. He could have got a PhD in Elite Dangerous.
It's quite a long time, isn't it?
Yeah. So we just want to say thank you to Darren and wish him well for the future. Unfortunately, the things at Frontier are not looking very rosy. Due to the latest performance numbers that have come out, they're going to have to make cuts, and I'm quoting this. They are looking for a reduction in annual operating costs of up to 20%. The cost reductions will be achieved through recruitment freeze, spending cuts, and unfortunately redundancies subject to consultation. Now, this has been happening all over the tech sector at the moment. We've had people, NVIDIA, and we've had companies dropping developer roles left, right, and centre at the moment. It's been quite a shocker for over the last couple of weeks, because you suddenly hear such and such has lost 800 jobs, and Epic has just fired 800 people and things like that. So there is a downward trend at the moment in the tech industry, but I think we all know at the moment that Frontier has been struggling for the last couple of years. Let's just say there's been a couple of, three. How many of you say 3 in a row that have been quite poor performers?
I mean, years or updates?
No, three releases that doesn't seem to have.
What are you
gone the way they
suggesting,
wanted.
or what are you suggesting on those 3? Because
Like
it's the two F1 games for sure.
Yeah.
And Odyssey.
Actually,
the Foundry stuff I wouldn't even count as full releases or anything.
I was going to say that they actually had real problems when Jurassic Park 2 first came out.
Oh, yeah, I suppose so.
Because that's the first time when the share price started to really tank. And
was that not before Odyssey though?
Yes,
when that came out.
Yeah, so things have been on a downward trend for the last couple of years. I mean, most game companies got overvalued when the pandemic happened, because everybody was thinking, "Oh, great, that's going to be the future, electronic, games. That'll keep people happy." But of course, the pandemic doesn't go on forever, thank God.
Yeah, and it turns out people are as fussy as ever about, people still read reviews and play the game and decide if they like it or not. And we don't get any less discriminate, I don't think so.
No. It's quite ironic, really, because as people know, I've been playing the F1 game, and I've actually been quite enjoying it. The 2023 version is a heck of a lot better than the 2022.
Yeah, but that's not difficult. Sorry.
Wow.
Well,
I mean,
yeah. So it's not been great to be. Of course, the upshot of all of this is that you can just imagine on the forums there's going to be a whole lot of more doom mongers going on saying, look, we told you so. It means Elite Dangerous is going to be cancelled for sure, blah blah blah. But
it doesn't. Don't they go on within that statement? Do they not go on to say that they're focusing on their current portfolio?
Yes.
Am I okay? So reading comprehension up there.
Also, Elite will come to an end one day, and when that day comes, it doesn't give the people who started saying Elite's dead 5 years ago the right to say "told you so." It really doesn't.
It does though. It does so, Alec. It gives them justification.
See, I told you in 2018 that
you were
Elite
supporting
a
dead game. Back in 2022, I commented on one of your YouTube shorts saying that it was a dead game. Now in 2024, I am coming back to tell you how correct I was after you had 2 whole years. Not that I'm talking from experience or anything, not at all.
Yeah, it's Yeah, let's be honest. When you get a share price drop of that much, then in order to keep the company safe from hostile takeover bids, you're going to have to do something that makes the market happy. And unfortunately, even though Frontier still remains a very cash-rich company, it's all down to perception, and that perception is you've got to do something about it. So yeah, so that is the bad news. Of course, we wish anybody who's been caught up in the consultation and unfortunately redundancy the best, because I've been through that a couple of times. It's not pleasant, and but I have managed to get something decent quite quickly afterwards, because that's the nature of IT at the moment. Even though there are jobs being lost, there are a lot of jobs. There's still a lot of demand for developers, whether or not games or not. So yes. Anyway, that's all the bad news, right? Bad news gone. We've got update 17.
Yes.
So before we get into, we're going to leave all the discovery bits that we've found to later. But Ben, what was this? You seem to be quite excited about this thing about the aim assist. Or has he disappeared again?
No, I've not disappeared. I'm just rebooting, repairing.
Right.
Yeah, I might have been turned off for a bit.
I didn't even know it had aim assist.
I didn't know the game had aim assist, but yeah, as Psykid very rightly, I was originally going, we don't need no stinking aim assist in our
No,
game.
no, that's not what you were doing, Ben.
Ben,
that's not what you were doing. You were going, wah, wah, wah. That's how it sounded.
That's exactly what it was, because I'm not a fucking console kiddie. What do I need aim assist for?
If so, what is aim assist?
Okay, so
aim assist is when the game goes off and cheeses you shooting at something.
No, so aim assist will help you if you point at something. Aim assist will help you direct your aim towards it. So, for example,
like pinballs then.
Yeah. If you're using a controller or something like that, or more specifically, if you're not super accurate in your movement, it's exactly like gimbals to some extent. But if you're not super precise with your movement, it allows you the freedom to continue to play the games that you enjoy.
Right.
Yeah,
Ben.
and that's exactly where I was going, because you were totally, I've always seen aim assist as, well, I'm not surprised console kiddies need it for playing Call of Duty, because using a gamepad, you can't fucking aim anyway.
I've seen some people do amazing stuff with gamepads. It's insane.
Sounds quite cool. So if I turn it on, am I going to be able to hit stuff when I'm landing
possibly.
on foot?
Possibly, Alec.
Brilliant.
But you very, very, very rightly said it is also a massive benefit to people who have issues aiming, and that is so right. And it's just something that I never even dawned on.
I think they put it in for me specifically because, I needed aim assist over the last couple of weeks.
Exactly. There you go.
Yeah. So, it's aim assist has been added. I take it this aim assist
has always been there.
Oh, has it?
It's always been there. We've just now got a button so we can toggle it off and on.
Oh, right. So it
used to be an option. Yeah, we've now got a binding for it.
Gotcha.
It used to be an option in the options, and now we have a binding for it. So you can go and say, and I think the scenario for the bug was, I'm trying to snipe somebody, and the game is moving my bullet to where they are and not where they're going to be when my bullet gets there. Stop moving my fucking bullets.
Oh, I see. It's not a very smart aim assist. It's
so that's what they were. That was the bug in inverted commas that they were fixing. Okay. But it makes a lot of sense why it's in there, and I think it's a good thing. And I think it's a good thing as well for that. If you are able to aim and you still use it, you might want to toggle it off when you're doing longer shots so the bullet doesn't move.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Well, moving on from there. they've also announced that the planetary delay was not being calculated. I'm a bit lost on this. Anybody
Does
know
anyone
what
know what? Yeah, I don't know what this is.
Does that mean
No idea.
they've worked out what the day night is on the
Well,
Or
no,
may
it
not
doesn't, because
calculate
I was in Earth, I was in Seoul like Alec was earlier, and it was 8 in the morning UK time, and over in America, daylight was up in game. So it isn't that, whatever it is.
Interesting. Yes. Maybe we should
If
just
you know
ask
what planetary delay is, write into
info@laveradio.com.
There you go.
And we will actually read it. Now that I've
Assuming
remembered
we
what
read it. Oh,
password is.
hold on.
Yes, another one. Missions to restore power to settlements in Thargoid control systems now have more varied text to help better distinguish. Oh, good grief.
So there was a special thing with this one.
Yes.
The special thing was that it had highlighted letters. Because Sally is an absolute darling and she does shit like this.
Ooh, I know it's coming.
That's exactly what it said.
The main question is what?
Wow.
17, I reckon. I think it's just a little. It's just a little bit of fun, isn't it? I wouldn't read too much into that. I don't think there's an it coming in the game. I think it's probably just update 17.
Or it could be a wave of Thargoid.
Yeah, or a general
expansion.
sense of doom and dread at the Thargoid's menace.
Yeah. As opposed to the usual doom and dread you get whenever you're logged onto the forums. Dear. Now, I didn't notice this, but they say they've changed the audio soundscape for the main menu.
I did.
What have they
It's
done?
very
'Cause I
odd.
didn't notice it.
Yeah, I didn't know. I noticed it. I thought I noticed it when I watched Psychic's stream and you switched the game on, and I thought, oh, that sounds interesting. And then when I switched my game on this morning, I thought I can't hear anything different, which is interesting. Maybe it depends where you are when you log out. I was at Seoul. Maybe it was all very cozy at Seoul.
So what have they done for those who haven't noticed it then?
Isn't there just a bit of more sort of menace and ooh, things are Thargoidy?
Things are going bad. Things are going scarily bad.
Isn't there like creaking and groaning and so? I don't know.
One last thing though. Unfortunately for all those who are wanting to try CQC, that CQC bug is still there. Apparently they don't have any plans to look at it either, which is a bit of a yes. That didn't go down all that well with the guys over at the CQC Discord, I'm afraid. So yeah, that's a lot of development news out the way. They have made an update that they are changing their Halloween stream to a week on Monday. So it was going to be a week on Tuesday, apparently, a week on Tuesday, but they've gone to move things about. Apparently, this is due to scheduling.
Anyone else got any favourites from the patch notes?
Yes.
Go on then, Psychic. What's yours?
Colon. Where is it? Hang on. It's colon. It's a colon thing. It's a fixed issue where I can't see it because I was just like DMing someone. It's like the news the news panel would just say the word colon as opposed to anything else. Also, I have another bit of information. Come tomorrow or at some point, but by this time next week, I should have an answer for you as to what exactly planetary delay means. So just
excellent.
Just to let you know.
Excellent.
I had a moment. I had a momentary heart attack with the head tracking currently disabled.
Yeah,
I can imagine.
You know, the minute I read it, I was like, "You have got to be kidding me! I can't play the game without head tracking." But luckily, it's only on foot. I say luckily, but there are people who quite like head tracking on foot as well. So I feel bad.
That's one thing I really got. I don't see why you need it.
Well, the thing is, I don't. The thing is, and I think many people do this. Is you can just have a little binding on your joystick or keyboard, which temporarily turns your head tracking off. And I do that when I go on foot, because you can't aim for shit or touch anything or interact with anything, because your dot is all over. Your center dot is all over the place.
Yes.
But if you actually just want to wander around and look at stuff, if you want to walk forwards and look right while you're doing it, it's quite good for that. So it's So for people who are doing that, you can't currently walk forwards and look right, apparently.
One thing that I am relieved that they've fixed is, you know how sometimes when you went to the bases and you talked to some of the mission givers and they had black dead eyes. Yeah, that's apparently been fixed. Sally says that they've been feeding them space carrots. So yeah, that's good. Also, Frontier have started a competition.
They have.
Yes, at the moment there is in progress the Halloween 2-sentence horror competition. If you enter this, you could be in a chance for winning an MSI curved gaming monitor, which is a G321 CUV 4K curved gaming display, which sounds awesome. I'd enter it myself if I hadn't already got one. But yes, you've got the competition closes on the 22nd of September. You basically come up with a 2-sentence horror story, and you tweet it to them with the hashtag Elite Halloween or Elite 2-sentence horror, and post a reply to that thread, or post a reply to the thread where this is all started. So yes, 2 sentences. That's worse than a drabble.
43 entries so far. Actually, 42, I guess, if you discount the OP.
We should just flood it with a what's a drabble comment. Mind you, that's a long time ago now. Showing my age. So yes, that's. They haven't sprung us with anything else, have they?
Any other competitions? Not that I know of. No. I do feel bad for the guy whose English is not his first language, and he's written a fantastic story, but it's about 3 paragraphs.
Oh.
And then poor old Osric has had to chip in and say, "Great story, but I'm afraid it has to be just 2 sentences."
Well,
So
you could
just like this.
Just use a lot of commas.
Yeah, just abbreviate it. Get the gist of it.
Use a lot of commas.
That's what I thought he'd done at first when I read it. I thought, wow, that's imaginative punctuation.
Yeah, just to clarify about that 2-sentence horror, is it the 22nd of October, yeah?
Yes, it is.
Cool.
So you've got about 5 days.
Cool. Well, cool, because you said September, so I'm thinking we might be. Yeah, you did. We might be a little overdue.
Oh dear, painkillers! I blame it on the painkillers. Right. Okay. So let us move on to the community news. Well, as you can imagine, there's quite a lot that we'll be discussing later about Update 17. But at the moment, we have something called Elite Dangerous Introduction by Abley Reviews.
Yep, I threw that one in there. It's quite long. It's about an hour long, but it's a guy who seems to do a fair bit of YouTubing, general gaming YouTubes, and has finally turned his attention on Elite Dangerous, and really just does a walkthrough from scratch. It's just one of those nice videos where, he literally starts parked on a planet and talks you through every panel in the HUD, and he sort of takes off and talks to you about the flight controls, and then he gets into Super Cruise, and then he opens the galaxy map and explains galaxy map, system map, and it's just one of those videos where once again you're reminded just how much there is to Elite Dangerous when you watch someone really try and tell a new audience everything about it. It's like, geez, there's a lot to say. Yeah, so it's about an hour long. And he
Yeah.
barely scratches the surface, to be honest.
Well, I know you need a lot of time to actually just get under the.
Yeah, I enjoyed it though. It's a nice intro, and I quite like watching intros.
Well, a very popular YouTuber called Never Knows Best, he also did a YouTube which was an in-depth look at all space exploration games. So he's obviously started with Starfield because that's the one that's piqued the latest interest in it, and covered No Man's Sky. But he did spend the majority of his time discussing Elite Dangerous. Elite Dangerous doesn't come out of it 100% good, but he kind of got a mixed message. He said he enjoyed playing it. He said he got the right. It gave you an immense sense of scale. There was the usual criticism that it's very, very difficult to start off when you've got no idea what you're doing. The good old inverted learning cliff.
Yeah. He has quite a hard time at the beginning. He takes some missions and things that don't go well, and he can't find stuff. And he makes a point. Is that there's all sorts of things that the game could tell you. But I got the impression my takeaway was that it was almost his favourite, given the subject matter of space exploration. I think with the other games he felt they rather oversimplified space and compressed it for reasons of gameplay and making it friendly. And Elite was the one game that gave him a true sense of space. And he did do this thing where he decided to take himself to Sagittarius A, and he realized he wasn't going to get there. So what he said to himself was, right, I'm going to fly towards. He knew about hyperspace jumps. He's not just flying, and so he's jumping towards Sagittarius A in a fairly bit of a beginner ship, and he decides he's going to do it for an hour and see how far he's got. And it's great because he does it in fact, he does it a little bit over an hour, and then he zooms out on the galaxy map, and he's gone like 1 pixel on the galaxy map. And he was really impressed with that. It sort of left him, I think, with as it does me and many others, a profound sense of the scale of space and the galaxy and our universe in a very real sense.
As I constantly point out, Elite Dangerous is the closest thing we've ever got to the total perspective vortex.
Yeah, very much so. There's also people can read this at their leisure, but there's also an interesting forum discussion I linked. Somebody posted this video, kind of not my video, but this one's good sort of thing. And then the discussion following it was quite interesting. There's some really nice ideas in there from I forget who now, sorry, about making more use of passenger missions so that while you're taking passengers, not only getting passengers to take you to more sort of variety of places than just the tourist beacons, get them to take you to Thargoid barnacle sites or Guardian sites or INRA bases, but also on the way have them, tell you things. When you start the game and you get a little tooltip at the bottom that says, in one sentence, it tries to give you useful tips like "Don't forget your torch" or something. I don't know. You could easily have passenger missions that say things like, I wouldn't mind getting. I know passengers already do this. I wouldn't mind getting some beer on the way. If you go to a nearby station, you can land at a commodity market and buy things. Just have passenger missions tell you stuff. I thought it was a really nice idea. He gave some great examples.
Yeah, I mean, there's some things he did mention, but one of the things that I must admit, the one criticism that I did have in his video is that he stuck with the Sidewinder for most of the time and doing all that evaluation, and was wondering why are there so many videos which I find that how to make money in Elite Dangerous, and I've got all this money, what do I do with it? And I think he missed the point that in order to get the best out of the game is you've got to buy the ship that will do what you
he was very anti looking stuff up. He really wanted to try and do it in game, so he didn't like the idea of looking stuff up, and he also didn't like I know what he means about the videos. A lot of videos are focused on how to get rich quick, and I think he wanted more videos that said, "What do I do? How do I enjoy this game?"
We can't tell you that. You either get it or you don't. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Oh dear, but yes, Never Knows Best. It was an interesting take, but I ended up writing a 3-paragraph comment in the YouTubes. I really got to stop doing that. Just let it go.
Colin, we
Give 'em a
should
piece of your
know
mind.
better than
Why are
going
you the
into
way you are?
YouTube comments.
YouTube comments are a cesspit.
What, even worse than the forums? Ooh,
Yes.
don't know.
Yes. Yes, because the forums are full of adults, like legitimately full of middle-aged men who are angry. YouTube is full of just what's a good way to describe it? The manifestation of something that somebody trod in, which a horse might have done 2 weeks ago and has spent the time festering. That's what YouTube comments are like.
Oh, why didn't you say it was Andrew Tate wannabes?
You know, that too.
Yeah. Anyway, right.
And as Shay mentions, the forums are actually moderated.
Very valid point.
Yeah, it's up to the YouTuber himself to actually moderate any comments, isn't it?
Yeah, and you see it before you delete it.
Not that I actually get any comments on my YouTubes, to be
Oh, Colin! Gang, go follow.
On some of my videos.
Go subscribe to Colin on. Go subscribe to Colin on YouTube, gang.
It's not a pity. It's not a
Go
pity.
and subscribe to Colin and comment on all of the stuff that he does.
Colin wants you all to go and comment on his videos. Let it rip.
Go and say Lave Radio sent us here.
I've had people selling me things in my comments and
Oh, yeah.
inviting me to meet some Russian brides and things like that.
Yeah,
Amazing.
pretty much. Yes. I like this. X Payne just said he dies a lot. Yeah, I think at the last couple of streams, I think it was 15 fatalities of my own, thanks to Glaives. I know that's an awful lot of clippers. Yeah, but no, I don't deserve it until I start doing some proper top shifts again. To be honest, I've let it lie too long. I think might get back into it, but I've got new video editing software that I haven't got my head around yet. So yeah. Anyway,
can we inquire what you're using?
What is it? What is it? No, that's man looking up stuff on the internet. Let's move on. Right, the story of our wedding rings. This is quite lovely.
It's lovely.
Really.
Is it worth reading out? Shall I have a stab at reading this?
Go for it.
All right.
Yes.
So this appeared from Z-Cold on the forums, and there's a fantastic picture of these beautiful rings, one of which has a gem in it, and one of which has an engraving of an Asp Explorer. So the story goes as follows, and I did ask the guy, and he was entirely happy with us featuring this. About 8 years ago, I was exploring the galaxy of Elite Dangerous. My aim was to find and mark with my nickname an Earth-like world. In the end, I did it in my Asp Explorer. He names the planet. I won't read out this long series of letters and numbers. This was one of the greatest feelings in my entire gaming life. But my personal life was in ruins. Years have passed and I couldn't find the one. To be honest, I couldn't find any normal girlfriend. And last year, in the darkest moment of my life, fighting a genetic illness and still fighting it, the universe gifted me with my now wife. We matched in a great many things. At some point, I found a pair of rings, one with an astronaut and one with a planet, gem, and a star. I gifted them to my girlfriend with the story about how she was my exoplanet, my Earth-like world that I've been looking for so long. She really liked this story. After a year of relationship, we got married. We decided to keep this romantic story in our wedding rings. So on my ring, you can see the blueprint of the Asp Explorer, and on her ring, there is a blue topaz on one side to represent a planet, and an orange citrine, a star, on the other side. They are made from titanium. So, never give up. I hope that everyone will find their partner at some point and will be as happy as I am now and will be.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah. It's always nice when you get one of these stories where it's always darkest before the light. Do you see what I mean?
They're really cool rings.
They do look very nice, actually. Well, I guess moving on from there, Commander Orange Phoenix, he's got his monthly race meet. And that is at Wolf 1060.
I threw this in. It's been and gone. It was last Sunday, but it has. But I I wanted to mention it because we get people in Buckyball and elsewhere asking about, is anyone doing canyon racing, live ship-to-ship racing, which we don't really do in Buckyball. We're more time trial focused. We'd like to, but we never seem to get around to it. So for anyone who does want to jump in and do some canyon racing in ships with other commanders or SRV racing around bases, Orange Phoenix does these regularly, once a month, twice a month, can't quite remember. And they, I think, are nearly always on a Sunday morning. So I guess if you follow him on Twitter is probably the best thing to do, Orange Phoenix. And watch out because, yeah, he organises regular meetups.
Excellent. Yeah, I really ought to get involved with that more because I remember Scorpius used to do T10 racing, and that was that was a laugh.
Yeah, no, they're really good fun. Yeah, I've joined in a couple. They're great. It's not quite the right time of day for me, but yeah, they're really good. Oh, and you can find him on Twitch as well. He live streams it.
Excellent. Out, we've got more from the High Wake. Elite Dangerous auto launch. It's the High Wake. What can I say? They're always a giggle.
Classic.
Yeah.
As always, some great little in jokes there. Really good.
I was flying my cutter out under autopilot, and it did exactly that.
Does anyone understand? I feel there's a joke that I'm not getting. There was an umbrella propped up in the cockpit, and I felt like that was a nod to something I wasn't getting.
I don't know that reference.
Okay. Pass.
I'm sure it's not there by accident. It's definitely there for a reason.
Claire, quick question. What can I do with nerve clusters?
Electrocute it.
It's a nerve, isn't it?
There should be
Responds to
4.
electrical
There should be.
impulses.
There should be. There should be 4. There's something that looks like a grind pad, like nearby to it.
Okay, I see. So
if you do like turn off all 4, you can.
Can you go in?
You can't. There's not an in just yet, but
that
there's
looks like a door.
there's platforms. There's other platforms. There should be 2 more on the platforms. I think there's one up to your top left, and then one I think directly below it on the platform, or like on the platform below.
Yeah, I see several.
There's 4. They're timed, and you have to get them all within a specific time, and then you get something else. I'm not going to spoil it for you.
Okay.
You got to play the Chucky Egg game now.
I was going to say it looks more like Mario.
It's really fun. It's really fucking fun.
Elite Dangerous Chucky Egg. Or Mario for younger people. Because Chucky Egg came before Mario. On the subject of something that's rotten, if you're not careful, don't vote for him, baby, which is basically, is it LCU? No, Fool Like One singing again. Singing again. Yes. Okay. On the 15th of October, 3309, a day before the end of the federal elections, LCU No Fool Like One and rival candidate El Presidente, i.e. Commander Exorcist, had a sing-off to see who was worthy of the highest office in the Federation.
That is how they do it in 3309. They just do sing-offs, and that's the way that we the way that we win.
Yeah, so basically it's like
works.
the X Factor decides the presidential election, is that right?
Yes, that's right.
Oh God, we're all dead.
100%.
Yeah.
El Presidente!
I've got an alien egg.
Yeah, take it to Ridley Scott station.
He's done it.
No, the next one. I loved this. Axorus Animus, I think is the best pronunciation I can try.
Araxis Animus.
There you go. Thank you, Claire.
You're very welcome.
He's put together she, whatever, has put together a fantastic cinematic trailer called Elite Dangerous Thargoids of the Storm, which includes a lot of the visuals from Update 17 so far. And I must admit, this is better up there with a lot of professional made trailers, isn't it?
It really is. It's phenomenal. There's a lot of people saying it's like one of the best Elite Dangerous sort of trailer videos they've ever seen. Yeah,
and
the choice of music is spectacular, and then it builds from the choice of music. I feel like if you've ever spoke to Rini about stuff, Rini, and I've done it before, if you find a piece of music that you really, really like and you can build a storyboard around that piece of music, it's very cool. It's very, very cool. And I feel like this is one of those examples where they found the music and they were like, oh shit, I've got to do something with this. And Elite has lent itself to it very nicely.
Yeah, it reminds me very much of the Sticky Bee.
The
Sticky Bee song. That's the kind of thing that it's up there with that, because that, in my opinion, was one of the best Elite Dangerous videos they've done. So fan made ones anyway. On the subject of other fans, we've got Ricardo's Gaming. He's done a kind of spoiler thing, which is what Ben is doing on the stream right now, of having a look at the Thargoid spires. So yes, you can go and look at his video if you want a quick overview of what you need to do to get what Ben has just got. And the Burrs have been very busy this week. They first of all created a very helpful video, personally for me, about showing how to deal with the AX power-up missions. So that's where all the revenants are hanging around settlements. Mostly where to find them, which is the bit that I was missing. So I'm now going to be able to actually do some of those, and also a couple of videos covering update 17. So keep it up, the Burrs. Next we also have from Beetlejude.
I chucked this in really quickly at the end. There's a Galnet News Digester doing a giveaway at the moment, and it's for a piece of artwork that Jude has done from one of the little teaser trailers that the partners got sent. The Elite Dangerous partners got sent from Lave, from Frontier, and it's really fucking good. And she's giving it away. I've dropped a link in the show notes to the tweet of hers, which also has a link to the YouTube video that you have to do something with in order to have an opportunity to win the artwork. But it's a really cool piece of artwork, and Jude is incredibly talented. So signal boosting it a tiny bit.
Oh, excellent! Anything to send some love towards Jude and the Galnet News Digest. So yeah, excellent. Right. Shall we see what's happened in the in-game events this week? Right.
It's been quiet, really, isn't it?
Yeah, just quiet. There's just this small thing called a federal election, as Sol celebrates the election ending and the counting beginning. So, that's it. No more sleazy politicians trying to get your vote because your vote's already been done. So everyone's just relieved for that. Basically, it's the CG result where everybody got a whole load of extra goodies. Also on Thursday the 12th, there was an imperial perspective of the federal election, which was, well, they're federal scum, or Fednecks, as the loose screw likes to call them. Like the hillbillies, they're all Fednecks. And as usual, the more neutral perspective from the Alliance. Where they kind of flip-flop that maybe it might be good, maybe it might be bad. We're somewhere in between, the usual. Right, and Felicia Winters eventually on Update 17 arrived. She was elected as federal president. There's going to be an interim period before she takes over, the usual 2-3 months as one administration hands over to another. Let's hope that goes smoothly. No protests, maybe? Let's hope not. And I must admit, I was on Sol on Monday hoping for something. I know that a lot of other people were as well.
Yep.
I
parked myself there.
Same.
Oh well.
Yeah, we're all hoping for something sort of to go boom. Nothing.
I'm sort of face palming a little bit.
Earth was rather disappointingly still there when we logged back in.
Yeah.
Yeah, no Vogon constructor fleet came our way, or Thargoid
Maybe that'll be the next update.
Maybe.
Or maybe something will happen on Thursday. Who knows?
Yeah, well, that's going to be interesting.
It's funny when you look back. I mean, there really wasn't any sort of hint of beyond the fact that we've got this permit. I mean, that was it.
Yeah, we had a permit that ran over the thing. There were Pilots Federation alerts for those things. So Pilots Federation indicate that there is something that we can interact with. When you went to Sol, it gave you a new bit of information. As soon as you got to Sol, it flipped up a new bit of information. So forgive me. Forgive me for being slightly convinced that something was going to happen.
I went there, so I was convinced as well. But I do think, with hindsight, I do think, God, every time I think something's happening which Frontier haven't explicitly said, I should remember not to, because it never happens.
Yeah, it's just the fact that the permit was available, so we all thought, oh, that means they must want us to be there for something.
Well, yeah, and all of the signal boosting in the GoNets.
Yeah, but never mind. Let's move on from there, because we had, I think, elsewhere made up for it.
For sure.
Yes. So we're gonna. I think it's that time of the week again.
Store alert!
In the bi-weekly newsletter, here come paint jobs for your art. In the bi-weekly newsletter, here come paint jobs for your
And welcome back. Well, we have something new, and because it's the federal election, the federal ships get some love, and we have the federal duty paint jobs, which are available for the Corvettes and for the federal gunship. You know what? I actually like these. I really do. I don't have a Corvette, but I really want one on a Corvette. What's anyone else think?
You're all right.
No?
I haven't seen them, actually. I've only got the little screenshot we've got of the Corvette. That's quite cool. Oh, hang on. They're on screen now. Yeah. Ooh. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I think my favourite would be the Federal Corvette Duty Intercept, which is...
Yeah, I don't like that sort of cyan and pink combo.
Wait. There's a cyan and pink combo? Hang on. Opening up.
Federal
Cyan and
Duty...
fresh colour.
Yeah. Federal Corvette Duty Extract, it says. But I do like the Duty Intercept. That looks cool. I do like that one. Even though it's got cyan in it.
Meh. No, I don't think these are doing it for me. Actually, I've just watched the show reel.
So, well, yeah, I mean...
To their own.
It's a difficult one to make the federal gunship look pretty, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not a looker, is it, that ship?
No. No, that's basically... I mean, you think the T-10's a flying brick. That is the genuine flying brick, isn't it?
Do you know what it reminds me of, actually, looking at the screenshot, is when I was a kid, I used to make, as a lot of kids my age do, sort of airfix models and things. I wasn't a brilliant model maker, but I used to do airfix kits and things. And then I got into making models of my own spaceships by you could buy sheet plastic and then little sort of strips of tubing and square sections and things.
Yeah, you used to kit bash.
I guess so. Yeah, I mean it was very crude. What I did was very crude. I would cut out vaguely shaped spaceship shapes, rhombuses, and glue them together, and they ended up looking pretty much exactly like that ship.
Yeah.
Stick some wings on, give it a sloping front, call it a spaceship. Job done.
Spaceship. Actually, pretty much like the Corvette, I keep on thinking of the Lego spaceship for some reason. I don't know why. Oh, hey, get this, Alec. I was actually in one of the model shops the other week, What was it, Hobbycraft or something like that. And I was there going, where's all the Airfix models gone? Because there used to be tons. I couldn't find any, and I didn't realise that Airfix went out of business 2 years ago.
Did they? I didn't know that either.
Yeah. So yeah,
Going
that's
round,
another
isn't it?
British institution gone. Anyway, right, moving on from there. I think we're going to take a short advert break before we go into a deep discussion about Update 17.
Have you found yourself in a spot of bother with those Xenos messing up your backyard?
Oh, why are there Fargoids in my system?
Can't leave the house without fear of a hyperdiction?
Can't even get to work. Not that they've noticed, because everything's on fire there too.
Sick of the amount of time it takes to scrub the caustic damage from those hard-to-reach places?
Oh, fuck, ow, it fucking hurts, ow.
Introducing Dr. Pope's Caustic Burn Cream. Apply a few drops to the affected area and feel the euphoria of instant relief. After that, just wash the burn away.
It's like it was meant to happen.
It's so good, you can even use it on your ships.
Thanks, Dr. Pope. My ship smells brand new.
Dr. Pope's Caustic Burn Cream, the miracle that can happen. Side effects may include dizziness, constipation, an itching sensation, worship of an obviously aggressive false deity, death, and loss of sense of smell. Should you experience any of these symptoms, please contact your doctor immediately. Not Dr. Pope though, he's busy.
Out there's a ship just for you. A ship that can carry you to the furthest stars, jumping long distances whilst offering an unobstructed view of the galaxy. A ship that can also pack a decent punch if the pirates come knocking. A ship that feels safe. A ship that feels like home. The Asp Explorer. A great ship at a great price in a competitive galaxy. Fly far. Fly safe. Fly in front of things.
Space is vast, and pirates have needs just like anyone else. Introducing the Lonely Pirate Handbook, the ultimate resource for lonely pirates. Our guide covers the hot spots and not spots of interstellar space, from smugglers' dens to space station taverns, with helpful chapters such as how to be presentable in polite society, how to get rid of that nefarious rank, and my favorite, occasionally shower. Are your early advances often mistaken for attempts to rob or plunder?
Oh, I've come a long way for what's in your hold. Prepare to be boarded.
Frameshift charge detected.
Oh.
Buy today and receive the Lonely Pirates Chat-Up Guide for free.
I've got a very large hard point. Would you like to see my very large hard point?
You're so hot. You're making my temperature critical.
Lower your shields. I want to inspect the goods.
Come back to my place. I might let you touch my A-rated anaconda.
Are you smuggling illegal goods? Because you've got fine written all over you.
The Lonely Pirates Handbook. Now available in all Anarchy bookstores. We'll teach you to loot anyone's heart.
And welcome back. Apparently, I've been informed Airfix has not out of business. It's mostly online. So yeah, but I was only doing what I referring what I was told in a model shop. So go figure. Right, update 17. Now we're going to say this right from the start. There's going to be full spoilers to what's been happening, and if you've been watching Ben while we've been chatting, you will have seen some of the activities that you can do.
You will have been spoilt already. Sorry.
Yeah, you've been spoilt already. Sorry about that. But yeah. But I'm going to go around the crew and get everybody's first impression of the new content. And I must admit, I followed Psykit as soon as the content dropped, because I was still at work and she's allowed to actually play online when I'm working. So Psykit,
I'm
What was
allowed
your?
to, am I?
Oh yes, you're allowed
I'm
to.
allowed to. Oh well, thank you. I appreciate
I see.
your
I'm not
permission.
allowed to. I'm not giving you permission.
I'm
I'm not
joking.
giving you permission.
I'm
You are
I'm
allowed to.
joking, you
I'm
rat
not.
bastard. I'll do whatever the fuck I want.
You could even argue it's like its job to play.
Incredibly so somehow. Fam, it's bloody good, isn't it?
Yes,
Spit all right,
slightly,
innit?
I thought.
Spit all right, innit? So initial impressions, I logged in Sol and fuck all had happened, and I was like, shit me. I'd spent the whole 3 hours of like the countdown and all of that sort of shit going, every sort of like 20 minutes or so going, oh no, what if nothing happens? And I've been perpetrating this. But you know what? We weren't that far away from whatever was going on. And we could fly out there and we could do stuff, and it's been brilliant. It's been really fun. It's been ridiculously cool to jump around and parkour or like 6,000 kilometers up in the
Meters
air.
above the surface, yeah.
Yeah, 6,000 meters, sorry, 6,000 meters above the surface, and like jump around and look down. It ain't for the faint-hearted, and I'm very glad that in this instance, I'm glad that Odyssey doesn't have VR or anything along those lines.
Oh my god, no! It'll be brilliant!
No, Ben, how very fucking dare you?
Have you not played Don't Look Down?
No, absolutely not.
Oh, that's so good.
No, Ben.
Yes!
But it's so cool. It's the coolest thing that I've experienced so far is doing this little puzzle thing that's kind of high up. That's high up, and then looking out and watching one of the officers that is there fly underneath me and being like, oh shit, this is so real and it's so tangible. It's just nice to also very, very nice to have Odyssey content.
Yes,
As
that
well.
is one. That's one of the things that was nice to touch on. Alec, what's your impression been so far?
Yeah, so I was watching Psychic's sort of pre-update 17 launch stream, enjoying all the quizzes and stuff. I hadn't really thought about it in advance, and then as Psychic started loading the game, I suddenly thought, do I want to see this? I don't want to see it.
You
Bye.
had a proper moment.
Yeah, I had a moment, and I noped
oh shit,
out.
I shouldn't be here.
So I noped out of your stream, and then I avoided carefully because I thought something was going to happen in Sol as well, and that's where I was, and I thought the minute Psychic screen appears, I'm going to see Earth cracked in half, and I don't want to. I want to see it for myself. So then I avoided the internet for the next 12 hours, which was quite a feat, I have to tell you.
And it was disappointingly in one piece.
It was, hey ho. Anyway, so I logged in, got it to see it all myself. There was nothing there. So then I went straight to what used to be the Matrix sites, which are now these Spire sites, and ye gods, the size of them. I mean, their little teaser trailer, their little sort of fuzzy black and white glitchy trailer gave no
the found
sense
footage
of
trailers
scale of these things whatsoever. They are fucking massive. I just couldn't believe it. When you're approaching from space and you can see this thing, it's like, what are they? Has anyone measured them? They must be 10 kilometers.
6 kilometers to 10 kilometers high.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm at the bottom of the spirally bits, and I'm 3.5 kilometers.
Visible from space.
So here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. So I, my approach to this, because I'm not very Thargoid combat-y and I don't really have ships that are up for that, what I did was I landed a good 5 kilometers away from the site. Actually, it turned out to be 10. The sense of scale was so deceptive with the size of them. And then drove in the rest of the way in an SRV, and then spent the next 2 hours, which was basically my rest of my first gaming session in Update 17, driving around the bottom, exploring what was around the base of these things, and just watching mostly with my jaw on the floor as Thargoids came and went and literally ploughed through the side of some of these spires in great showers of lava, and it was incredible sights. But I had no idea about the landing platforms and this whole mini game until I watched Psychic's stream today.
It was something that came up. It was something that just came up in chat. I was like, "There's no way we're gonna like." They look like you should be able to land on them. There's
Yeah, it's
no way
obvious now.
we're going to be able
It's
to
obvious
land on
now.
them. Obviously, yeah. But my brain went, "There's no way we're going to be able to land on them. There's no way that's going to be an opportunity that is afforded to us because there's no way they would have thought to give us that. But not only that, they've given us the fact that we can land on them. There's exobio up there. There is."
There's exobio at the base, isn't there?
Yeah,
as well.
Yeah, on the base as well. Well, there's exobio on the from the platforms as well. There's the little like mini game that you can do with an added also hidden CG to it as well. It's so good.
Yeah,
I forgive them for not blowing up Earth.
I don't know.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it looks absolutely astounding and alien and freaky, which is it's what you want from the Thargoids, to be honest.
One thing I will say about the looks, in a distance, it looks great, but I've had it doesn't hold up when you get to on foot levels, or even
Is it not for you?
levels. Oh God, no.
It was fine for me. It's beautiful. It's like the edges are iridescent and everything is.
The quality of the textures looks really low quality, and I can
Have you checked your settings, mate?
What should
I don't know, Bud, but mine don't look like mine. I have not noticed that at all, and I've been playing it the last 2 days.
I should be on ultra.
I personally haven't noticed anything like that, and also I've had a steady 60 frames.
Yeah, I've had great frame rate. I'm at 120 FPS. So maybe something's gone and reset my graphic quality.
Possibly.
That is possible.
That is very possible.
I should say as well, there's a lot of variety. I mean, we're sort of focusing on this one site, which is lovely, which is very well lit, and it's got this sort of nice deserty orange glow to it. And I think it might even be permaday because I've been going to this planet since the Matrix sites first appeared, and it's always been well lit. And I've got another one in my bookmark somewhere. I've lost it at the moment, which is an ice world, which is obviously looks really different, which is also well lit. But it's also worth going to some on the night
dark
side because
yeah,
that's got a whole other feel to it. And if you're lucky, if you can find one, on the border between night and day, when you get those sunset sky effects, those can look stunning as well. So there's a massive spreadsheet of every single Matrix site, and I assume every single one is now a Spire
Can you
site.
shove that to the show notes, please?
It already is there.
Is it?
It's already there. Yes.
It wasn't
Good
there,
stuff.
but it might be there now.
It's there because I put it there at 4 o'clock this afternoon. So
okay, that was after I was looking for something like that.
Yes, and thanks to the Burr Pit for passing on the link. To be honest, there's 48 of the sites that have been logged so far.
So here's a question for the group. I threw this at Psychic on the stream, I think, but now we're all
I didn't
together.
know the answer. I still don't know the answer.
No, because I'm intrigued. I mean, we speculated on how the Matrix sites would transform into what we saw in the teaser trailer, and it was indeed a step change during the update. So, do we think and I think I'm actually tending towards this myself, that the Matrix sites that we saw, the sort of unformed ones, are a thing of the past, and we'll never see them again, and that it was a little,
I think that they're a kind of intermediary stage.
But they will require an update to transform them into Spire sites.
No, what I think is that now that both the models are in the game,
going
forward,
it can happen on Thursday reboot.
Yeah, it might be a Thursday downtime thing.
You might find most systems have the first Matrix site, and then after a couple of weeks, it might generate into this.
Yeah.
Now we do know that these things are called refineries. These are refineries, but we don't know if they're all refineries. I don't think that's been logged yet. I don't think everyone's gone round and checked every single one to see if it comes up with the same
Do you
refinery.
mean all the different sites, or
thing.
do you mean the different the spires, the different spires?
Both.
Right.
Like one
okay.
spire might have something different from another one.
Yeah, I suppose so.
On one site might have a different thing. It could be like a settlement. Some are refineries, some are factories, some are agriculturals for whatever Thargoids want to grow.
Yeah.
Where are you getting the information that they're refineries? What bit tells you that?
The bit of when you actually get the material.
So the little bit that you activate on the edge of it.
Yeah.
Is that the thing?
Didn't it say it was a refinery?
Yeah. It's like a refinery pod. I think Ben's
Yeah.
got one on his person at the moment. For clarity. I don't know that they're different. Because that's just a small part of the whole. There's other things that you can get from there that you also activate by this is going to sound so stupid. This sentence that is about to come out of my mouth is going to sound so stupid out of context. But you can also get other things if you activate and electrocute the nerve cells in the gazebo.
Oh.
in the little gazebo structures?
Yeah, in the gazebos. If you do activate those, there's other things, and then shoot the little pods that turn red, you get other things that come out of them, but you need a corrosive cargo rack for those. There's other things that you can. I think they're called. There's other things called protruding sacks. I think.
Yes.
I think that's the technical. Those you can shoot. Those you can shoot. They're also inside the gazebo. They give another material. Those you can shoot down. You activate the things.
Those are actually materials that you scoop with the SRV. They're
you
not
scoop
materials.
them with the SRV. Yeah, absolutely.
Not that you can get on foot.
No, exactly. So what? Like, there's a bit of everything. You know how we talked for ages about the game not feeling connected, and they're not being they're not being like something that was fully linking on foot stuff. Like Exobio hasn't had enough for ages. We've not had on foot stuff. They don't have something where you can be in your SRV tangibly using your SRV at the same time as needing to be on foot. You don't have all of these different things. And then also there's ships flying around, there's scouts flying around as well, which it helps to have a ship that can fire at them too. It is the full sphere, and that's what makes it so fucking fantastic.
Yeah, and then the subject of the full sphere, the Thargoids have come up with something which is worse than a revenant, and that is the Banshee.
Oh my god!
Now the Banshee, I think it's the equivalent of our Goliath skin.
As predicted. Yeah, it's like a Thargoid Goliath.
It's also has the perfect name.
Oh yeah, the sound alone is enough to, get you. Surprisingly enough, the sound's quite good.
Because they scream.
They do.
They scream. Somebody was in my chat today and was like, I'm really disappointed with Frontier because actually they said FDev, but I'm really disappointed with Frontier because they've reskinned the Goliath and it feels like a really lazy use of mechanics. And I'm like, I don't remember a Goliath A, screaming, or B, shooting all of these little tiny laser things at you, and also having those EMP grenades.
Well, you see, this is what gets me, is that a lot of this kind of stuff, a lot of this stuff that they say, oh, that's just a reskin. No, it's not.
Yeah.
I bet people who saw World of Tanks, well, most of those tanks are just reskins of the same tank, aren't they?
100%, yeah.
So, it's just because something has got similar functionality doesn't mean it's a reskin.
Just because it's bigger than the smaller one and it floats around doesn't. I get kind of. I understand what the mentality of that is, like being so. You're like, if you're coming into someone else who's having fun and attempting to nullify that by being an asshole and being dismissive of a property that they're enjoying. Yeah, absolutely. By all means, feel free. But I am going to clap back at this point. We are now too long in the tooth to go, oh yeah, no, you're right. But poor FDev, it's a bad time. Go play fucking Starfield.
Why did you sound like Professor McGonagall just then?
Please tell me if I managed to do a Scottish accent. Please let me know, because I'll add that to my repertoire.
I like this. Epaphras has said, Panther Clipper, it's just a reskin Sidewinder.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, if you look at it like that, aren't all the ships reskins of each other, but with different guns just attached to them?
Yeah.
They've got a front and they've got engines on the back. They're all the same.
Yeah, exactly. Oh dear. Right. Yes. Do not. Shayback was going. So is the Goliath dangerous then? And yes, if you hack off the basics guarding, I'm afraid to say it's it'll shred you.
Well, the Goliath will take your ship out, which I suppose is how it differs from the little skimmers, which can be mostly ignored.
Yeah. The skimmers can do a little damage to your Scarab, but nothing like the Goliath.
Have you guys been out in a Scorpion around these areas?
Scarab, not Scorpion.
Not yet.
Yes. No, Scorpion. Scorpion is the one I was aiming for.
Yeah.
No.
Because even in a Scorpion, it can be really tricky unless you run the hell away.
Yeah. Even at this point, you're still you're in a Scorpion. You felt like a tank when you're going around the settlements. Here, you still feel like you've got paper for skin.
Yeah, and
one of the things I really like, because I basically spent my morning driving around these at ground level in an SRV. One of the things I really like, and I'm convinced this is very deliberate and cunning design by Frontier, is that all these revenants and banshees seem to very much rely on line of sight. I mean, they'll keep after you; they won't give up, but their ability to actually attack you is sort of requires line of sight. And the ground is just full of all these twisty, turny branches, and it's also very uneven. There's lots of ups and downs and dips, and holes to hide in. So actually, it's really fun and entirely possible to avoid these things just by weaving in and out of all these structures in the SRV and going around the back of things. And it's great. If you were on open ground, you'd be a goner, but because there's just so much stuff to hide under or behind, it's really good fun, and it's really, I'm sure that's a very deliberate design choice to give us lots of options.
Yeah, I love what Mark Gamer 01 has just said in the chat. Sort of breaking news: 2-bedroom apartments for rent at Human Heights, Spire number 32. 300,000 credits per month, 5 docking spaces per leaf included. Apply at right move Interstellar.
Mark's been stalking me with breaking news for the last day. It's amazing. I've had so many news articles.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, we've got the Banshee, which is. I hope someone just died in the background, did they?
No, but the.
Oh, did you get yeeted? Did you get yeeted by the Vix?
No, I just avoided the yeet by the horizontal geyser.
Yeah, you get horizontal geysers, you can be yeeted. It's amazing.
That's one thing that Tom has been watching people on the streams. And he says one of the favourite things is watching everybody doing squirrel shoot things from 6 kilometers up.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, it's very fun. It's very it's very fun to just go, you know what? What's the worst that can happen? And just jump off the side of one of these things. Yeah, it's really, really fun. And especially when you're 6K up. It takes a lot longer to fall than you originally think.
Yeah, well.
Let's find out.
The other thing that's really cool, really cool is the fact that your ship recall works. Like if you're on one of those platforms that you have to send your ship away because it's being blasted by what are they called, scouts?
Yes, scouts were going in and getting you.
Yeah, the couple of scouts drop in and attack it. You can dismiss your ship, and when you recall it, I know this is like a wild thing to be excited about, but the fact that it landed on the platform, the fact that my Corvette landed back on that platform.
Well. It's amazing.
It took me about 30 seconds to fall down from.
It's amazing, isn't it? Isn't it cool?
I mean,
It's
it's
fun.
especially amazing because you can be standing on a flat desert plain that's flat in every direction for 10 kilometers, and you recall your ship, and it finds the nearest rock 15 kilometers away from you. But the minute you're on a petal the size of a Corvette, your Corvette comes and lands
It's
perfectly on it.
amazing. I'm so happy about it.
Unbelievable.
It means that I don't need to have shields, and I can still just like land and then send it away. It's great.
Excellent. Yeah. We have had. Oh, yeah. One of the other things that we've had so far is unconfirmed reports that some of the materials that you've got, Palin wants.
Not unconfirmed. I can confirm this directly for you.
Right.
So the little nubbin egg thing that you get from the grinding platform, you know the one.
The nubbin from now on. We'll
The
just have to call it the nubbin.
I was going to call it the thing that you get out of the clitoris, but I'm not going to say that. But the thing that you get out of that thing is you can, if you take it to Palin, you won't get a pop-up saying oh, I can see that you've got something in your hold. But if you sell it to him, you get a message back which says something along the lines of, I don't know what you've just given me, but this is incredible, and this is a really cool thing for. Oh no, it's not those things. Wait, it's it's stuff
it must
from
be a commodity.
It's a commodity. It's the things from the gazebo.
Right?
It's the things that you get from the gazebos that you can send in there. And he goes, "That's amazing. This is great. It also in the system in Blaine. I think it's Blaine Gateway or Blade Gateway, something like that. One of the stations in the system. He says if you sell the little nubbin things to them, to the barkeeper there, they're his contact, and you can sell them there. As part of the note. Hello.
You know how you're saying how amazing it was that your ship could land anywhere?
Yeah, you can't land on the ground. Don't try and call it back to the ground. So what you need to do is recall to orbit. Do the rescue to orbit thing.
I'll make that. Chris is here. I'm going to ask him to pick me up.
Oh, that's
Chris
brilliant.
is
Has Ben
running
ended
around.
up on the ground and he's recorded its ship and it's landed 6 kilometers above him on one of the leaves?
Yeah. A little bit.
Mine normally lands under the ground on those sites.
Oh, okay.
Hilarious.
I thought last time I saw you recalling the ship in, and then it just got completely blasted.
No, that's probably one of the times because I was using my Crate Phantom, which has both holistic hull and shields. So that doesn't actually count as a ship that can defend itself. It has the essence of shields, but bless Micah, she's very good at jumping long distances, and that's pretty much about it. But yeah, she got taken out pretty quickly, so I can't remember what I did at that point.
Yeah, no, this is where we need interstellar rescue.
Oh,
yeah, for
the
sure.
ships seem to fly into the spire thing.
Yes, yeah,
yes,
it's awesome,
yeah, they do.
See, and they dock like that. It's as if there's some kind of portal there.
That was the first thing that really completely blew me away. I think I got the size of the things, and then I landed a long way away, and I was so unexpected. I was watching, I guess it was an Orthrus or something, but it was sort of round the side from me, so I couldn't actually see the surface, the flat circular surface where it was going to go in. I was thinking it looked like it's going to hit the spire, and then it just plowed straight into it and went inside it. It was like, I did not expect that. That's incredible.
I'm sure my Anaconda can land here.
Yeah, one other thing to note for people, it seems that Thargoid scouts are now orbiting around player carriers. If you're close to one of these Thargoid matrix sites.
Cool.
That could be fun.
Yeah. They haven't attacked them yet, but they do tend to attack any players that take off from them. They go immediately.
So did you see the thing, if your carrier is in a system which has a barnacle matrix site, all of the people are missing from the carrier? Have you seen that? Yeah, so I know Apaphis and Kohun both had been in fleet carriers that were at a barnacle matrix site at the time of the update coming in, and then when they rejoined, they were like sat in the bar on their own. And I thought to myself, well, maybe it's just like that's a thing that's happening to everybody, you know. So I went and checked my fleet carrier today, which is sensibly parked outside of where the barnacle the barnacle places are, and that was full of humans going about their duty. Apathis is saying in chat they couldn't use the Vista to sell all of the stuff because all of the staff were gone.
Oh.
So
there is another thing I was going to mention. Actually, it's a bit. I know we're already in spoilery territory, but this is even more spoilery.
Yeah, this is full spoilers, so you shouldn't be really listening to this if you.
So the little material, that you get from triggering these little nerve center puzzle things.
Yeah,
I forget what it's called. Anyone know? Anyway, doesn't matter. Whatever it's called. It turns out, you know, you can sort of poke around in the bartender thing and see the names of materials that we haven't actually seen yet. There is a corrupted version of this material.
Yes.
So there is some speculation. The little thing that opens up when you're on foot and where you get this stuff from is one of those kind of receptacles where you have a sort of E to take option and an F to open and close sort of option, a bit like where we put power regulators in and out.
I see where you're going from.
So there is a suggestion that we may be able to take one of these things out, somehow corrupt it, and then shove it back in and make the thing choke on poisoned stuff.
Ooh. Has anybody taken in this stuff to the Guardian's sites yet? It might have an inverse effect on them.
The thing is, they're materials, so you can't.
Oh yeah.
You can't kind of.
You can't yet
drop them in holes. Or can you?
Unless that's something that maybe needs to be tried for science to see if that works.
Yeah.
Or there would be no point. There would be no point taking them to these to a Thargoid site because they're not
that would
Guardian
make no sense.
items. But
it would make no sense for the Thargoid to corrupt its own.
Yeah, but is there now a way to Uno reverse it and do it the other way around? You know?
Yeah.
No, there isn't. There's only a way to extract stuff from the Guardian sites. There isn't anything to where you could.
Yeah, there
deposit
is.
Anything.
Yeah, there is.
Where?
You can you deposit the relic.
Oh, that's a point. Yeah. What happens if you deposit a Guardian? Yeah. Right. Okay.
Can you? I don't do enough on foot stuff. Can you drop on foot materials?
Yeah.
You can, can't you? Because you can
Yeah,
pass
yeah,
things.
you can pick
over
'em
the
up.
place. Okay.
But there's also there's also things that you can get from like the protruding sacks and the other stuff.
Yeah,
those things that you can get. Maybe you can shove those into a Guardian site and see if anything comes from it.
If you go and do the whole activation sequence, and then instead of shoving in a Guardian
a relic,
yeah, or the stuff that you use to get the Guardian shit.
Yeah.
Shove one of these things in and see what happens.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I'm getting
Makes
very
sense to
strong
me.
Independence Day upload the virus vibes from it, I must say.
You just need the USB drive. We haven't seen a USB port yet. This is the problem.
Yeah. I'm just going to go a little bit of a tangent here, Alec. But did you know, Arthur C. Clarke, that famous author, he had been working on the book 3001 for 5 years. And he was extremely peed off because the way that he was going to resolve the problem was exactly the same way that they solved it in Independence Day. And he's hacked off that everybody thinks that the people who wrote Independence Day came up with his idea first with the virus.
Okay, I can't put my tip in.
Oh, you trying to go where the Thargoids went?
I'm trying to go for where only Thargoids have gone
I
before.
don't think that's meant to happen.
No.
Maybe you need a relic. It's like it's like Pacific Rim. You need part of the Thargoid to go in there. It's got to make it think that you are a Thargoid. Send D2 in. She'll get through. So yeah,
It looks like we're fairly watching Psychic earlier and Ben now. It looks like we're fairly safe. I mean, apart from falling, obviously, but we seem to be fairly safe from attack when we're on foot, close to the spires.
Yeah, they don't give a shit about you. Unless you're on the ground. If you're on the ground on foot, the revs and the banshee, and you get a line of sight with the revs and the banshee, they do see you, and they do what revs and banshees do, or specifically revs have been known to do historically at sites. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Officers don't really seem to give two shits either way unless you do something directly to them.
No, but that's what they always do. They don't give a damn unless they're attacked, and then they just scream, run away, and call friends in, which is what officers do. Now, well, here's going to be an interesting question for you all. Another thing to mention, you know the Revenant inhabited settlements that the Burr video was showing about. Apparently, the Banshee is now turning up there as well.
No.
Yeah. So you've got to evade the Banshee. In some of them, you've got to evade the Banshee as well as the Revenants. Or in Burr's case, he was taking them all on with rocket launchers. So yeah, good luck there, guys. Obviously, I don't think this is everything that's in Update 17. I think we've got a lot more coming. I'd just like to have a quick speculation about what you guys think's coming. Go on, we'll go with Alec. See what you think. I want to know what's your top hint about what's coming next.
Well, I suppose I have two thoughts. There's the thing I've just mentioned. There seems to be a possibly final piece of this puzzle of maybe somehow contaminating these spires, which we haven't discovered yet. And I guess, harking back to the thing I said earlier, there's also the thing of will we see new matrix sites that then turn into these spire sites on a Thursday? Yeah, maybe.
Fair enough. Ben.
I don't want to cop out and say I really don't want to speculate, but I kind of do because I really don't want to speculate. I'm enjoying what we've got. I'm enjoying flying around on my Anaconda, shooting the scouts. I enjoyed playing Mario, jumping around, getting the thing.
Commander Mario.
If that's all we get, I'm happy enough. If we get more, great. I love the idea. If we can tie this into especially Guardian stuff, I love that idea. I think it'll be amazing. But I don't want to go get my hopes up and say, yeah, we're definitely going to have to go and interact with the Guardian sites and corrupt things and spoil them. It'll be amazing. And then find out, no, we don't.
Yeah.
We're going to get a limpet.
You are such an old cynic. You've lost the joy of speculation now.
Oh, no. Get off the lawn.
Old man. Okay, I'm bracing myself here. Psych it.
Oh, no. Brace yourself. Don't brace yourself. You don't want to don't string yourself, Colin. It's all right. It's all right. You don't want to do anything else. Don't want to do yourself a mischief, mate.
As if I can do myself much more mischief.
Exactly. You filled your quota this time. So, okay. I'm still holding my hopes out for Seoul being a little bit of a disaster area. I'm still holding out hope for that. Only for personal vindication, obviously. That said, I am very much in the same camp as Alec with regard to this hidden CGs with that kind of stuff. That would be with Palin. Just FYI, also I checked with Ramtar, but obviously he's only interested in Guardian shit, so he doesn't give a toss. Um,
Palin's the Thargoid man.
Yeah, but the last time when we had the Grelics, Daddy Ram and Papa Palin were both very interested. So I had to check just for a science reason. It's fine. You don't need to. Just to clarify, just take him to Palin, which is really annoying because Ark is really far away from where all of the Thargoids are.
Yeah.
Now, am I right in saying that on one of the rare Super Cruise newses that we have had that actually happened, am I right in saying that Arthur said we've got update 17 and then there's like there might be a tiny midway update? Was this one that he was talking about, or was that 16?
I don't know. It was that long ago. I can't remember.
I think it was.
I think it was. I'm sure.
If it was 16, when did that happen?
Well, it was 16.1 or 16.2 or something like that. But to tell you the truth, it was inferred that there'd be something extra coming around Halloween, just because it's Halloween and all the MMOs do something after that.
Aside from that, there's obviously something going to happen, like some kind of I'd like to think, I say obviously, I'd like to think that there is like some sort of tangible event that is going to happen the Matrix lights showed up. That was the midpoint because they didn't show up right at the beginning of 16, did they?
Nope.
Okay, well, maybe there's going to be something else like that, or maybe now we're going to see on Thursday a more Matrix lights show up and then be like, oh god, this is them sort of like solidifying and cementing and fully getting their claws in, and then we'll see more of these amazing sites begin to appear. I would like them to stay around, for these sites to stay around for a fair amount of time to give those commanders who haven't had the inclination to, like, say, maybe make an adequate Artemis suit that they feel comfortable in going around a place like this. Give them the opportunity to do all of the bits that they need to do that, because it can be a bit, like, as everything is with Elite, something as massive and gargantuan as this, we talked about time poorness.
Yes.
And things along those lines. It would be nice for them to hang around long enough that the DCOH and anti-Xeno groups don't instantly figure out a way to make them go away.
Yes, that would be good. That would definitely be good. However, I don't think these things are going away anytime soon.
100% agree. They better not be, because there's clearly been a lot of work and a lot of thought going into making these like multifaceted and tangible and just really cool to be around, from the sound, from the squelchy noises to the different means by which you have to interact with them to get the items out of there. It's very cool.
Yeah.
It's super fun, and I really recommend that people go and take a look at it. And it's one of those things where even if you're not well versed in Thargoid combat, you don't have to partake in the Thargoid combat here. I know I'm like avoiding your question so hard, Colin. Avoiding everything that you said and just being like, absolutely not. But I'd like to see more of these show up rather than seeing the anti-Xeno groups go, we know how to turn these away and they're now not dangerous at all. There's nothing at them. We've turned them into inert things. I just think it'd be a shame.
The only thing I would say, because I said that psychic to someone, sorry, Colin.
No,
I said to someone earlier today, there's no hurdle to getting here. You can just go here and experience this, and a few people are like, oh, I might do that. That looks really cool. Of course, you may well get hyperdicted or interdicted by glaives on the way. And I guess if people have been, for the people that have not been doing any Thargoid content and have ignored the Titan,
Yeah.
you're probably going to get, if that happens, you're probably going to get killed. And I guess, I don't know what you guys would say, but I guess I would just say persist and try again, and you'll get through.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna beg to differ there because I've not been doing the Titan.
Mhm.
No, I'm in a relatively tanky Anaconda, but
Okay.
I'm not.
Yeah, you got through,
I'm not
didn't you?
I'm not super tanky, and I'm definitely not fast in the Anaconda, and I got through.
I suppose.
Fine.
Yeah. I suppose what I'm saying is, for those people who've decided they don't enjoy Thargoid content, and then they've, I've sort of, a few people have thought, yeah, do you know what? If I can just go there and experience this, I will. That sounds fun. Don't just sort of give up the first. You may well get killed the first time.
Take a
with Lave.
fast ship.
You were close to, your drive got shut down a few times.
My drive
Ben,
got
so
shut down. My shields got to about 2%, but
yeah.
I
So
didn't even
I
have any
suppose
hull
I'm saying,
damage.
if you do get killed on your first attempt, don't just walk away, because it is
I
good fun and
know-
it's worth trying a few times. You'll get there.
Chris Mark IV did get killed in his chieftain, but his chieftain is quite squishy.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, my experience is that I mean, I've lost what 20 clippers overall since I've started playing again, just trying to get to the Titan 2 against the Glaves. But that's because I've been bad against the Glaves. I do understand Alex's point that if someone's coming in there with a Cobra and thinking, I just want to go see it, the Glaves will eat them for breakfast. And
Chris was just like, oh, sorry, Colin, I thought you'd stopped.
Okay, what was Chris? Do you manage to get there in a Cobra?
No, Chris wants to clarify that he only crashed because he had to alt tab out of Elite to play the Store Alert jingle.
So it's my fault.
Yeah, it's your fault, and he's calling it.
I suppose one thing that's probably worth saying is, we are going to have in the show notes the spreadsheet of all of these sites. There are lots of them. There's a good 40 or 50 of them. I would suggest you pick one which isn't many light seconds from the star, so that you have much less chance of being interdicted on the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, interdiction's not too bad. Hyperdictions are the ones where if you get glaved on that one, that's the one that I had trouble with.
I just get to, it's we've talked about this before, about it just being such an inconvenience to your time poor day. It's just like
yeah.
Can I actually? It's a good time, Zinni. I wanted to interject much earlier, but I did just want to raise something since we're on that subject. I think as Colin sort of said, you sort of rage quit. I've actually sort of noped out of the Titans. I've done Titans. It wasn't fun. I've got my escapees, whatever. I've sort of done with the Titans.
You've done your duty, haven't you?
I have, but I did just want to say, I was saying last week about having my cooling beam lasers and being on 1% and getting really frustrated, not understanding why I was getting so much grief from the hunter classes when other people seem. I gather the beams are not a good idea at the Titan. Several people, including Meccan, have passed on that comment that since I think update 15, although thermal vent cooling beam lasers do drop your ship's temperature, they do draw attention to you and get you noticed, which is probably why I was having so much trouble, because I was using them liberally and continuously to stay cold.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah,
But I
you've got
still
this
ain't
great
going
big
back
pew pew pew.
because I'm done with Titans.
Yeah.
Can I just ask a quick question, Si? You said
Yeah.
something along the lines that you could get Artemis suit upgrades at these, doing the on foot stuff at these sites.
No, I didn't.
You said something that sounded awfully like you said that. So
No, you can't get Optimus upgrades. I just said if you haven't upgraded your Optimus suit, then it might be worth upgrading it for certain things. If you don't like, I wanted these to stay around to give people the opportunity to upgrade their Optimus suits.
yeah,
for
okay,
that.
sorry, that to me implied meaning that you could do upgradey things.
No,
at these
no.
sites.
Nope. I don't know what any of this shit you can do with yet.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
What benefits of upgrading your suit?
So for
would you
me,
get then?
For me, what I have on my Artemis suit is I have a grade 5 suit. I think I have jump assist on it, like the thing that gives me more jump, and I think I have battery saved, so I can zap a lot of things without my battery going down very far.
Right.
So
yeah, that makes sense.
So those are the things that I currently have on it. And I don't think, because I don't really give a shit about exobio. I've done more exobio in the last couple of days than I have done in Elite Dangerous since Odyssey has been out. Oh yeah, and no, I don't have night vision on it. But night vision might be quite cool if you're not on one which is in perpetual daylight.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because I'm just thinking, I don't think I've got anything on my Artemis suit, and I was quite happily jumping around for quite a while.
Yeah. No, I'm not
So
saying
I
it.
don't
I'm not
think
saying
it's
it's. I'm not saying it's impossible, but again, to give yourself a bit of a leg up, it could help. It
Also,
could
on the
help for
subject
sure.
of battery life, this was a nice little tip from the Ricardo gaming video that we'll have linked in the show notes this week. What he did was when he landed on the platform, he then got out in his SRV, then dismissed his ship, and basically left his SRV parked on the landing pad as a kind
That
of
makes a lot of sense.
yeah, something he could run back to get.
Is that getting targeted by scouts
No.
and stuff? Okay,
No.
they ignore that.
No, up on the landing pad it was safe, so you could just leave it there as a
cheeky
little handy
motherfuckers.
recharging station.
Yeah, I've got a grade 3 Artemis suit, but I've got no upgrades for it.
Yeah, I mean, even just like taking it up a few grades is great.
You will be able to survive with grade 3 suits, but yeah, it's all I've got is grade 3 suits, so it's going to have to do.
Does it help survive the fall?
I survived the fall with no boosting, and I think I was down to about 25% health.
And what's your suit? Grade 3?
Grade 3 RT, yeah.
Okay.
I boosted and I didn't.
I could have.
I didn't take any damage at all, and it slowed me right down. It was beautiful.
Yeah, I'm sure
it was really good.
My landing.
Yeah, for sure. It's really fun. I can't stress enough that it's still really fun. And it's making me excited to log back into Elite again.
Yeah.
Which is new for a little while.
Yeah. I mean, personally, I'm hoping that this is another turning point for the Thargoid War, because I think I've made it quite clear over the last couple of updates the fact that the AXI and basically us commanders have been too good at making the Thargoid bubbles shrink. And I'm hoping that this will now turn around and make their bubbles expand again. And yeah, I do feel that as they expand out, they will be putting more of these matrix sites in. And if we don't get rid of those sites quickly enough, then they turn into these Thargoid. Let's call them ports. They are.
Oh, they're called Thargoid spires.
Yeah, spire settlements or whatever they are. So I'm hoping that the Thargoid War has it turned yet another corner, and humanity is going to be in the back foot again, with lots of invasion systems for us to get involved with again. Because to be honest, I love those systems. I love that gameplay. I want it back. Thank you. So yeah. So I think we'll just leave that there for the moment. I think there's more coming. We'll probably have a lot more to discuss over the next couple of weeks. So 2 thumbs up. However, something did strike me this week that as a mostly clueless section. You know how as of July they said FDev claimed that we'd only explored 0.059% of the galaxy. Yeah, which sounds like, oh, that's not much. Actually, just to give you an idea of how many systems have been explored, it's approximately 239 million systems have been explored so far in the last 9 years.
Quite a lot.
Yep. And it just gives you, it goes back to the point of where we were discussing, what's his name?
The video at the beginning about...
Yeah, never knows best. The fact that
Yeah.
him and his Sidewinder for an hour just went this tiny little space. Yeah. So, as far as everybody's saying, why can't we go to Andromeda? We don't need to. We've still got this massive galaxy here that it's huge. We are going to roll over a question of the week because, as you can guess, there is so much going on that we didn't.
We've had so many answers.
I know.
We've had so many answers. It's a very, we went with a very generic question because we were in an update limbo. But if you want to weigh in with what your favorite ship is and specifically what makes it your favorite ship, either come to our Discord or go to our Twitter and respond, and we will get to them. Maybe next week.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. All depends on what else the Thargoids or FDev decide to throw at us next week. Right. Any other business? Well, episode 1 of the Dex Legacy Season 2 will be released on the 27th of October. For more information, you can go to thedexlegacy.com. Me personally, me and my son have decided that Thursdays at 6 p.m. will be the usual time for him to educate me on how to be an F1 principal, which is going quite well. Alpine's, we're doing better than Alpine is at the moment, so we must be doing something right. Has anybody else got any other business?
No.
Nope. Right.
No.
If that's the case, then we'll just round out with a shout out. So hello to our sister station, Hutton Orbital Radio, which broadcasts on a Thursday at 8:30. You can tune in at twitch.tv/Hutton Orbital Truckers, or if you just want the audio, go to radio.forthemug.com. For the discerning commander who likes a bit of CQC action when it works, you can check out the CQC Discord at discord.me/Elite Dangerous CQC. We'll give shout outs to a couple of other Elite Dangerous podcasts, whereas the Guard Frequency, who cover other games as well, and of course the wonderful Cheese Eating Loose Screws. Following this, we have the latest Galnet News Digest that's provided by Commander Witherspoon and Commander Beetlejude. And we'd just like to thank everybody who's chipped in the Twitch chat. And Ben, Chris, have you had any in-game commanders joining you around the spires?
I was joined at the beginning by a Commander Poke Gustavo, but I don't think he had any clue who we are.
Right.
So I think he was just I bumped into a random person out in the black, and I didn't. I failed at telling him to go and listen to Lave Radio.
I mean,
I know.
You did him a kindness, Ben.
One could argue that way, but he was there, and we were having a nice little chat, and then he had to run off back to the station.
Fair enough. Right. Okay, so that is it for another episode of Lave Radio. If you'd like to get in touch with the show, you can find the contact links in the home/contact us menu on the laveradio.com website. Do let us know if you have any questions or if there's anything you'd like us to discuss in a future episode. Lave Radio is recorded live on a Tuesday evening at 8:30 and streamed out at laveradio.com/live. So thanks to Ben.
Thank you, Colin.
Thanks to Alec.
Thank you. Good night, all.
Thanks to Psychit.
I'm exhausted.
Get some sleep.
No, because I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and go, I haven't done that.
I haven't put
Thanks,
a fireball straight up somebody's
No.
jacksie.
It's like What was it this morning that I woke up and went? I went, oh my god. The first people you meet are a fighter, cleric, rogue, and wizard. And I was like, oh, that's a quintessential D&D party.
I mean, I must admit, just quickly as an aside, I'm a lot further behind Baldur's Gate 3 than you guys for obvious reasons. But having played Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, and then starting Chapter 2 and meeting Jaheira for the first time,
Isn't it spectacular?
There were manly tears.
Yeah, isn't it spectacular? Tracy is amazing in that role.
You will get more manly tears in Chapter 3 as well, Colin.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Depends.
So,
Depends if she survives Chapter 2.
So also special thanks, of course, goes to today's tech specialist, the Chris Mark IV.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're all right.
All right.
You're all right.
He's been doing some wonderful camera angles for you all while Ben's been busy dying.
I haven't actually. Have I died? No, I haven't died.
Okay. Right. Well, until next time, Commanders, fly safe. And if you can't do that, fly dangerous.
Is your life like this? Sounds like someone having an orange inserted into them. You need a safe word.
Space can be lonely.
I'm going to see the galaxy.
Ah, damn it. No worries, guys. Hold the fort for 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
Galnet News Digest, 17th of October 3309. We read the news so you don't have to. In this week's news, we look at Thargoid spire sites and Felicia Winter's victory over Jerome Archer.
The bubble is still reeling from the arrival on Monday of the Thargoid spires, which developed from the Barnacle Matrix sites. The 45 sites appear to be supply bases for the Thargoid invasion. Orthrus interceptors appear to be particularly common visitors, along with scouts, revenants, and the new Banshee, which guard the sites. We still have limited information about the sites and about how their operation influences the invasion. There are, however, materials and other items that are collectible, some using an SRV and others on foot. Professor Palin has been writing to people who turn in interesting items to his base in the Arc system, encouraging them to collect more. It seems that it may also be possible to deactivate some parts of the complex, effectively sabotaging the Thargoid war effort. The Orthrus interceptors are using the supersized barnacles to rearm, so turning them off may restrict the Thargoids' ability to invade new systems. We're still learning how these mechanisms work. The huge flat platforms sticking out of the spires are unusually convenient for parking even a very large spaceship while exploring the interesting bioluminescent fungi and the similarly green interactable points on the walls of the spire. Commanders are encouraged to try out all the tools in their suits to see which might be effective in shutting down the Thargoid operation.
The victory of Felicia Winters in the presidential election may make a huge difference to the Federation's domestic and international politics, but we won't see that in action until she assumes office next year. Winters, who leads the Liberal Party, won a slender victory over President Hudson's deputy Jerome Archer. When she assumes office, she's expected to undo many of the Hudson administration's more authoritarian changes, and she's expected to disband the Proactive Detection Bureau as well. Unusually, Winters was briefly the acting president before Hudson. following the disappearance of President Jasmina Halsey, after sabotage perpetrated by Hudson's crony Admiral Vincent. Halsey, who is now a federal ambassador, was one of the first to congratulate Winters on her victory, alongside former President Antonia Madison. The other powers, with the exception of the Empire, were also quick to welcome Winters' victory, seeing her as someone open to inter-superpower cooperation. Members of Aegis expressed their hope that Winters will continue the unified approach to tackling the Thargoid invasion. Winters' new vice president will be the veteran politician Isolde Rochester, who will help build support from those who formerly backed Hudson and Archer's hardline approach to domestic politics.
And that's this week's Galnet News. Galnet News. We read the news so you don't have to.